On the game, Billy and Sarian with you statewide and emanating out of the Iron Jock Studios and on 1070 The Game, Madison 101.3 Rhinelander in Appleton in Oshkosh on the beautiful Score. Shout out Woodward Broadcasting. Shout out Dodgers and Blue Jays. Oof. Shout out to everybody that stayed up through that. That's Armin Sarian. I'm Billy Schmidt. Armin, how late did you make it into the night into that World Series Classic?
Yeah, Classic Game 3. You stayed up, right, Billy?
Actually, I saw the end. Well, I shouldn't say that. Now,
Tell me a story. Tell me a story.
I ended up, that's exactly it. Right. We wake up with you and appreciate you at 877-794-1973. We want to know your story for last night, because last night ends up being the longest World Series game of all time.
Which is amazing considering how long this thing's been going. I mean, the World Series has been going to over 100 years. We're talking back to the Gilded Age in this fine country. You know, we're talking back to the late 1800s.
The oldest sport we play.
The oldest sport we play. They used to play 9-game World Series, if you knew that. I don't know if you knew that, Billy.
What?
Yeah, man, I love that old
best of 9.
They used to play best of 9, which I don't think was a big deal because they didn't have to worry about TV or radio rights back then. They just had to gather in whatever park they were in and play. Now, I don't know how they had official timers.
No one else had anything really going on. Might as well just have fun and play.
Well, they probably
playing at the Polo Grounds.
Well, they were doing some stuff, but it wasn't the same way. They weren't checking their phones. Let's say that.
Exactly. I mean, in the stadium. So they had lives going on and work. I mean, we're getting.
Sure, they're trying to survive out here. Yeah. They're probably, doing important things.
They were doing a lot more important stuff while they were away from work than we were.
I mean, it was the Gilded Age.
They were not. They were like
phones, inventing lights.
To your point, not scrolling TikTok, wasting an hour.
But to your point, it's amazing. They're the longest game ever in the World Series. Has been going for a long time.
Second game that reaches 18 innings. Now, I was getting all the information from Joe Davis last night.
Love that.
Beloit College's finest. Love to know how many times he won the Pio Buck Trophy, but we'll keep that for a conversation whenever
how about
we can actually get him on the radio show. Yes, at some point we'll hopefully be able to get Joe Davis on the radio show. Him and Matt LePay, good boys, good buddies. But he was
that's cool,
tremendous last night. John Schmaltz, tremendous last night. 2018, the other 18-inning World Series game, also happening coincidentally at Dodger Stadium. And about 15 different times, somebody thought that they had won the game with either a walk-off homer, a gapper that off the bat looks like it's ticketed for green grass, and a runner at second base. Weren't a whole lot of runners in scoring position, especially if you're the Toronto Blue Jays last night. But Teoscar Hernandez thought he had his second homer of the game. He had an impressive bat flip when he did start the scoring way back when in the second inning.
He did. He broke his hitless streak he was struggling in the World Series. Finally had a homer. Teo had the homer, and but then he thought he had another one. Will Smith that thought he had a big one.
Will Smith in the 14th inning thought he had hit a majestic towering blast.
He looked so cool too. Like the way he just admired it, dropped the bat. The crowd behind him was rising. Like
there's instantly two kids that are maybe 9 years old holding their phones up trying to video it.
Like if you're that's where you wanted to stop time if you're Will Smith, not when the guy just casually settles a foot behind in front of the wall and catches it. It's kind of a bummer. Like if you're Will Smith, you thought you just walked off in the World Series in Dodger Stadium.
Dalton Varsho doesn't even hit the wall until after the ball's in his glove and just like casually bumps it and make him feel a little bit better.
Dalton Varsho,
it was a wall scraper.
Dalton just chilling. Like it's not the first time he's waited for a ball to cut. Like he's waiting like he's at Oakland Heroes on Locust in Oakland for his order to come through.
Good one. I like that.
I gotta make these UWM references.
Extra feta.
I can. Extra feta. Let's go.
Didn't like Joe Davis just trying to dunk on Dalton Varsho late in the game. I thought that was rude when he said he clearly has the worst arm in center field in Major League Baseball.
Yeah. Wow.
Now statistically, it was also since a shoulder surgery, but I'm like, listen, Joe, we could have done without that number.
Were there like numbers on that too?
He said, I believe the miles per hour is the lightest throw in Major League Baseball from the center field.
See, that's the worst when he has like
he had numbers to back it up. He had numbers to back it up. But as I decided to call it quits, I think in like the middle of the 5th or 6th inning.
Yeah, I passed out the 7th.
After the Travis Kelce home run, touchdown. Thank you very much, Travis Kelce. Granted, that football game was a snoozer, even though Marcus Mariota was trying his darndest.
It was good for a while.
Trying his darndest to be able to score against that Kansas City Chiefs defense.
Yeah.
Chiefs, it's almost like somebody told you to buy that stock.
You did, Billy.
Almost like somebody told you the Chiefs are still pretty good. more on that coming up. But after calling it quits early on, before Shohei hit his second homer of the game, he reached base. Not one, not two, not three, not seven.
Oh my gosh, this guy's crazy.
9 times last night.
This is like one of my things. With my daughter, I have the counting book. How many times did he reach base? 1, 2.
Finished the game.
Insane.
Being walked on his final, I believe they said 5 at bats,
which is amazing because it felt like the best strategy in the world. When you put a guy on 5 times in a row on purpose, by choice, and it feels like a great strategy, you know that this guy's in a different stratosphere than anything else we've ever seen. Anything, Billy. I mean, it's crazy. He's be better get the Bonds treatment the rest of the series.
And then they pitched to him in the 17th, and I'm like, whoa.
That's pretty risky. Yeah.
Like that was the moment where, because I reconvened into the game, I think in the 14th inning. I can't fully remember as to when I rejoined the broadcast, but listen, there's a 6-month-old in the house.
It is what it is.
You're gonna be awake. It doesn't really matter when you want to be awake.
Yeah, it's just gonna happen.
When he wants to be awake, we're up. So let's party. So woke up right around 12:15, 12:30. Did what most guys do at 12:15, 12:30.
Check their phone. I'll go to the bathroom.
Go to the bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
Used my phone to figure out where I was walking to, so I didn't, kick the dog.
Yeah.
or slip on an iPad that's laying on the ground, or
check your Czech Republic ping pong bets.
Figure out did Zach
Oh.
Ertz go back on the field? Oh yeah, had one more catch, but 4 catches, not 5.
Check the bets.
All those different things, check different investments. And then I get the notification. We're in the 13th inning.
Crazy.
Who's up with us? So I think it was the MLB app sent me. I'm like, wait a second. There's no way this game is still going on.
And little did you know you were 5 innings away from the end.
Yeah, I didn't realize I was signing up for another hour and a half.
Full game. I mean, to think about Joe Davis, those guys should get paid double for doing 2 games.
Well, I have questions.
Yeah.
I have a lot lot of questions about it, Armin. First off,
I can't wait.
They're talking about Yamamoto was warming up and he was going to get the 19th inning, pardon me.
Because at some point you got to pitch somebody, right?
Shane Bieber, tonight's starting pitcher for the Blue Jays, was starting to loosen up. He was going through his routine, his pre-game, right? Like where he's just activating all of his muscles and all this kind of stuff. And they're asking Schmaltz, like, how far into this can you go before it affects tomorrow night? He goes, he hadn't thrown 100, brother. Like once he starts throwing and getting live, then we're talking about it being a problem. He goes, you do this daily. What he's doing right now, if you're going to throw 100, you got to be doing this. But Yamamoto grabs the ball in the 18th inning. And they're like, well, he just finished game 2. Well, we're in game 4 now.
He's got a full rest.
When he starts this, we're going to be in game 5. So it doesn't really matter at this point.
It doesn't matter. And you also are kind of to a point where you don't have a choice. And it's also probably a freeing feeling for a manager to know, I'm going to empty my clip anyway. What are we going to do? It's game 3. It's not like it's July and like, oh no, we have an 18-inning game. It's going to mess my rotation up. Where's my Easton McGee, Elmer DeScends to finish this thing off?
Yeah.
But you don't have to worry about that.
Send anybody down to AAA after the game.
You already know this is the most important game you're going to, you have to look at every World Series game like that. But game 3 of the World Series, 70% of the time,
I was going to say they gave a huge stat about how
they were
much
filling it up.
Oh my God.
They were filling it up the time.
As deep into the game notes as you could possibly go into a 7-hour broadcast. They hit all of it last night.
That's why you have the spotting board. That's why you prepare as a broadcaster, but that's a whole different podcast. But anyway, yes, they 70% of the time, game 3 winner wins. So you already know you're in that. You don't have much of a choice. I think it was game 4 of the NLCS, Billy, in 18, the one we went to late with the Dodgers. Am I right thinking that? Was that an extra inning game? It kind of reminded me.
Game 4, I believe, yes.
Yeah, so it kind of reminded me of that, but this one was even longer. Hey, this goes 7, Billy. It could be the first 8-game World Series ever. You know what I mean?
Well, like I said, they've been 9?
Well, that was best of 9.
Best of 9.
But this is an 8-game World Series, right? If it goes 7, because there's been 8 full. It's gonna be
8
full games already. How about that?
That was incredible, and it also went through. There was a stretch of 9 full innings of scorelessness,
which is shocking.
Jack Morris is like, all right, see, now you guys know what's up. Right, and he the guy that went
91,
10 innings into a 1-0 game.
10 innings, and the Twins beat the Braves. Man, that was one of the great games. It was like one of the first games in my memory So I was born in 84, so I was like 7, right?
Can you imagine
Amazing.
the kids who last night is going to be their first memory of baseball?
Pretty cool. I mean, that's the
Right.
one thing I thought about. I'm
This
like,
sport's stupid.
I'm like, if these kids got to stay up late enough, that's pretty awesome because they're always going to remember. Like they're going to talk about it like I talk about those games. Like, oh man, there was an 18
Very
game.
wistfully. Yes.
It's kind of cool. I think.
So
yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Billy.
sorry, I had more questions.
No, lay them on me.
At what
6'11".
point do we go get my man from behind the plate? Because
Hmm.
he saw over 500 pitches last night.
Jeez.
At one point,
Okay, go ahead.
he had probably, I mean, just think 500 pitches. He had done 500 half body squats.
Oh, yes, that part of it.
Like there's only so much the
Getting
human
tired.
body can take. And into the 15th inning, let alone the 17th and 18th inning, dude's strike zone was all over the place.
He was struggling to keep it together. Like
Really struggling. And that's where that's again where I'm saying, like, we need to. Now, granted, this doesn't necessarily matter because next year ABS will clean some of this up.
talking about poor Mark Wagner, who had to crouch for 6 hours and 39 minutes.
And Mark could have actually gotten a chair, which I was thinking they probably should have done for him at some point.
It's actually not a bad idea. Why do we have to have this cat
We
squat?
got sweet, nice desk chairs. We got these task chairs they
They're
call back
amazing.
here in the studio. But give him one of those. He'll be right over the top of the guys. He might actually be more protected because he doesn't have to move around, and the chest guard and the neck guard on the mask isn't going to move around. He's got
Yeah.
open areas where he's going to get smacked.
He's sore today, right?
Oh my God.
Now,
You got to be in the rocking chair for the next 3 games if you're Mark Wagner.
my goodness.
Umpires union needs to put in, or at least go for, hey, 13th inning. When they do the 13th inning stretch or the 14th inning stretch,
You just rotate.
somebody's got to come in here, man. All right. We can only go at 4.5 hour clips,
Yeah.
and then somebody else is going to have to come in here. So I'm like, my man's legs are actually going to fall off.
That's a
I
great
made the
point.
joke about Aaron Ashby's arm being the piece of meat, the chicken
Sure.
bone or the turkey bone,
Rubber.
where all the meat just falls off.
Yeah.
That's poor Mark Wagner's femur this morning.
Femur, back, thighs,
Calves.
calves, probably feet, obviously. I don't know what kind of shoes you wear these days. Is it? You wear sneakers,
There's
not
no
cleats.
Hoka's or Brooks footwear
you still gotta
that's
put your
making
foot-
your feet feel good after that.
You can
night.
wear the New Balance 708s all you want, all black, which my dad does. And you still,
Those are still hurting after
but
that game last
you're
night.
right. I mean, you have 6 umpires in the World Series out in the playoffs anyway, right?
Go warm somebody up.
Why
Get
not?
somebody dressed.
Why can't we just rotate everybody? I mean, it makes a lot of sense, Billy. Actually, when you think about it, yeah. Alan Porter was at first, Adam Hamari at second, Jordan Baker at third, Will Little and Adrian Johnson down the lines. Yeah, you know what? That's going to be one of those where they all laugh at him after the game when they're, getting dressed and all that. And like, man, you had the worst one tonight. You had to sit there behind the plate for 6
Who was that third base? You said Big Jordan Baker,
Jordan Baker.
6'9".
He's a big old
strapping
boy.
young man. He's
Big
the
old boy.
largest umpire, I believe, tallest, I should say,
Yeah, that's good.
of all time.
That's a good tidbit you had that. I didn't know that.
He's walking in there saying, like, I don't even have to cold tub after this game. You might
No.
never get out of it.
You might never get out of it.
That's a crazy, crazy night last night for that guy.
Really? I mean, that is. I
He
be
called
honest with
one
you, Billy,
strike that was, I think, into the opponent batter box.
he called the strike high on. It wasn't Varsho. Who was it? That my man thought was a ball that got the out. Was it the 4th inning? I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, I missed that one. I saw the
called
one
the
in the
strike so
16th
high.
inning when
Yeah.
Max Muncy looked back and, like, I thought Muncy was either going to fall on the ground out of anger and frustration or potentially low blow the umpire. He was apoplectic. And this ball is
Right.
near his eyeballs into the right-handed batter's box. Hey! Can you blame him?
No, you're
Like,
right.
When you talk about the umpire walking up to the dugout saying, fellas, calling it an inch around the corners. Once we
Pause.
reach the 15th inning, pause.
I don't
We're
find
going
it.
3 inches. All right.
3 inches.
We're going to figure out how much that size really does matter on this strike zone.
Well, there is a point where you're like, look, it's like, the bar league softball where it's a 20-3 game and the dudes like me are still trying to take walks. And you're like, I'm calling everything a strike. Swing.
Everything.
You go full Eric Gregg in the 97 NLCS. You ever watch that? Oh,
Can't
my
say I
God.
did,
You got to
no.
look up that strike zone. The Levan Hernandez strike zone. It's the craziest thing ever. Other batter box. I got to be honest, though, Billy, of all the angles I thought of, I didn't think about the umpires squatting back there. So that's
Holy
a great
cow.
point. You would think, though, if you have that many innings and that many hours and that many pitches, what was it, 500, whatever you said?
Over 500.
Okay, aren't you calibrating to be better at the strike zone at that point? Like, aren't you calibrating?
But you're getting diminishing returns.
You are, because your brain's mush at that
See,
point.
what you're coming in with is a very, very fair point. It's like you're the Vince Lombardi because you demand perfection, which is fair. You have a standard of excellence, which is high.
Gentlemen,
And we
we're gonna
rep this.
relentlessly chase perfection.
And we never stop working at it.
That's awesome.
We will find greatness. You're saying like at some point you've seen so many pitches. There's no way you're getting this. There's no way you're this bad. Also,
at that point.
Sorry,
John, go ahead.
underestimated.
What's that?
609 pitches
That's
total
absurd. No, that's
last
just-
night. 312 thrown by Dodger pitching. 297 thrown by the Toronto Blue
Nasty.
Jays. 68 of which were thrown 4 2/3 of scoreless baseball. Well, most of it was scoreless. By our friend Eric Lauer.
How about Eric
He
Lauer?
was
Getting a
a
check.
bandit last night. 4
Yeah.
2/3. He did walk 4, but got himself out of a number of big time jams. Kept that game continually going. And if the Blue Jays have any way of being able to come back and win here tonight, there's a lot of things that you can come back with as well here.
Oh,
One
yeah.
game, fellas.
Oh,
One
there's
game. Now,
2-1.
granted, we almost played 3 full ones.
Yeah.
Parts of 3, but it only counts for 1, and there's still plenty of opportunity for you to go and win the World Series. You just have to win one of the next 2 and bring it back to Toronto, and then you get the home crowd to be able to give you some wind in the sails. But
That's all you need.
it felt like throughout the game last night, much like I think it was game 1 for Freddie Freeman a year ago when he hits the walk-off grand slam against the Yankees. World Series was over at that swing.
Yeah.
I don't know that you can fully say it here.
No, I don't think so. I mean, the Jays have been playing tough, taking leads, things like that.
But it's hard to say it doesn't feel like
It
it because that
feels
guy right
inevitable.
there,
It just
that
feels
guy
inevitable.
right there,
Yeah,
number
yeah.
17 in Dodger blue and white.
He's just unlike anything we've ever seen.
He hit
He's a mystical figure from a faraway land, man. I don't even know if he's human.
another 2 bombs last night. He reached base 9 times.
Gosh.
They put up a graphic in the 17th inning when they were pitching to him that his last 7 hits have been 5 homers and 2 doubles.
You wouldn't write a movie.
Feels like a pretty damn good stat line.
It's incredible. You wouldn't write a movie about a figure like that. You want to talk about Roy Hobbs, the natural? You wouldn't even write it about Shohei. He's better than Roy. I mean, he's better than all these guys.
You could pitch the Shohei Ohtani movie in Disney and they'd be like, hey, man, can we temper him back a little bit? Does he have to be so good?
Can he ever get out? Do we have to hit a homer every time? Like it's like a straight up fantasy novel?
And at one point, the Brewers had him in a spot this playoffs 2 weeks ago where he was 1 for 21.
I think that's our greatest accomplishment this year.
Well,
Maybe.
there was nothing else that was a very good accomplishment in the
playoff.
NLCS. So
NLCS.
we're gonna take that one. At one point, got Ohtani out multiple times in a row.
John Rhinelander, give him at least one of those foot comfort mats in the kitchens that they sell. Yeah, they sell those at like Marshall's.
The
and
knee savers
Home Goods.
weren't even helping him.
Oh my
Like, 'cause he
god.
wasn't getting into that full squat. But I mean, that quarter squat is tough.
It's tough.
You're still exploding back out every single strike or ball call. I mean, 600 squats. 600 squats. Get the guy a chair. 877-794-1973. Luckily, the ABS system will alleviate all those issues that we brought up. So the last 15 minutes of griping and bitching has not brought us a whole lot further into the positivity and the greatness of pro baseball. But last night, baseball was great. One of the greatest nights that baseball has ever had in Dodger Stadium. 6-5 final, 18 innings. Freddie Freeman ends up walking it off with a walk-off solo home run to lead off the 8th inning for the homestanding Dodgers. They're up 2-1. We are up early with you at 877-794-1973. When you tapped out of the game last night, if you watched it all, or this would be a tough time because I mentioned 2018. I believe it was 2018 game 2 maybe against the Astros and Dodgers. I think there were a lot of Brewers fans that also in 2018 decided, you know what, I might just not watch this World Series.
Yeah, it's a good question.
A couple of great ones.
We'll get some answers from listeners on that one.
And our
That's a
friend
good
Scott
question.
Dolphin, I know, tapped out early, but he was damn near going to walk into the finish of the game when he woke up and the alarm sounded. Dolph joins us on the other side. You can join us at 877-794-1973. It's no BS on the game.
Just to hit the ball and touch them all. A moment in the sun. It's gone and you can't tell that one was bad.
Want to watch No BS?
We'll do anything it takes.
They're live on YouTube, Facebook, and X right now.
We have a place for it.
Just search 97.3 The Game.
Here are the top Michael Jackson songs you've thumbed up. Number 3, The Way You Make Me Feel.
The way you make me feel, the way you make me feel, you really turn me good. You really turn me on. You knock me off of my feet. You knock me off of my feet.
Number 2, Beat It.
Just beat it, beat it. There's no one wants to beat it. Show my body, show the shot right. It doesn't matter who's wrong or right. Just beat it, just beat it.
Number 1, Billie Jean.
Billie Jean's not my love. She's just a girl that I'm the one. But the kid is not my son.
Hear more from Michael Jackson and similar artists now. Search for Michael Jackson on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
Now, a year in rock spotlight, 1975.
In September, the Isley Brothers have a number 1 album, The Heat Is On, driven by the number 4 single, Fight the Power. Alive is a 2-record live album that goes to number 9 for Kiss. They released the single Rock and Roll All Night, which goes to number 12. David Bowie switches to Philly Soul on the LP Young Americans, featuring the number 1 single Fame, which was co-written by John Lennon. UK rock band Foghat have a top 20 hit with Slow Ride from the album Fool for the City. In October of 75, Pink Floyd released their follow-up to Dark Side of the Moon. Wish You Were Here goes to number 1 in the US and the UK.
What have we found? Same old fear. Wish you were here.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from 1975. Coming up. Now, a year in rock spotlight, 1974.
In April, Diamond Dogs is a number 1 album in the UK for David Bowie. It goes to number 5 in the US.
Rebel, rebel, you torn your dress. Rebel, rebel, your face is a mess. Rebel, rebel, how could they know? Hot tramp, I love you so.
In June of 1974, Chicago funk band Rufus, featuring lead singer Shaka Khan, score a number 3 hit with Tell Me Something Good. UK supergroup Bad Company have a number 1 album and a top 5 single, Can't Get Enough.
I can't get enough of your love. I can't get enough of your love. I can't get enough of your love. Yeah, this one. Oh, come on, baby.
And Dutch hard rock band Golden Earring have a number 13 hit with the single Radar Love.
We've got a light in the sky. Red our love.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from 1974. Coming up.
iHeartRadio. Here are the top Pat Benatar songs that you've thumbed up. Number 3, Love is a Battlefield. Number 2, We Belong. Number 1, Hit Me With Your Best Shot.
Hit me with your best shot. Why don't you hit me with your best shot? Hit me with your best shot. Fire away.
Hear more from Pat Benatar and similar artists now. Search for Pat Benatar on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
Feel like Carolina, looks like California, shining like those New York lights on Broadway. When she looks back, I'm behind her.
If you were looking at the California sun last night, it quickly turned into the late night as Dodgers and Blue Jays ended nearly at midnight LA time. Welcome in. It's No BS on the Game. That's Armin Sarn. I'm Billy Schmid. And Scott Dolphin joins us now inside these Iron Chalk studios. All right, Dolph, what's your story? When did you tap out of the game last night? When did you call it a night?
It was 4-4. It was 4-4. The Dodgers, I thought, had stolen the momentum, and they were probably going to run away with it. I thought, I don't need to stay up for this. Much to my surprise, nobody scored after the 7th inning at 5-5.
Yep.
And it went till the bottom of the 18th, just out of the reach of former UWM Panther
Dalton Varsho. Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah, that's always the thing that kind of mystifies me about these long extra inning games. I've always thought this. Is it a lot of times you just see these pitchers make these runs where they go 4 or 5 scoreless, and you're like, I know you can't really do that when everyone's fresh in a real line. Like, do you ever wonder if it's easier for a pitcher to get more? It just seems like sometimes in these really long extra inning games, guys just aren't going to be able to hit as much, or they're tired, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And they just lose the confidence in hitting, and these pitchers can go on runs, and it's pretty impressive, you know?
Yeah, and so 18 innings, it's not like the Blue Jays didn't have their chances.
Right.
You wonder how their pitching staff is going to react, because everybody's going to be tired when they get back out there at 7 o'clock tonight, 5 o'clock,
5 o'clock
East or West Coast time.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to be tired, but Toronto's going out there with that little mental check mark of, oh boy, we just let one get away last night.
Man, and that's the toughest thing, Dolph. Like, I could, in last year, I spun it, and now, granted, talking to somebody who at one particular point in time was very, very into the New York Yankees, maybe at some point. The last year's game is a tough one to open up the wound, but like, when that game ends with the walk-off grand slam, that was game 1, correct?
Game 1, Freddie against short-time Milwaukee Brewer, Nestor Cortez.
Yeah, I was going to say that was the best part of Nestor Cortez and Devin Williams get traded for each other. I'm like, I wonder why.
Yeah, nasty
I wonder
Nestor
why.
was nasty that night.
That felt like the World Series was over. Now, granted, it was game 1, so nobody had won a game, and there's a clean slate, but it was like, Dodgers are winning this thing. There's no way you can respond to that.
Yankees led that whole game, and that was a crushing defeat. And I agree with you. I thought that was it. They lost game 1. It's going to be tough to recover from that, and they never did.
I don't know if I have the same feeling here. Now, maybe that's just because I'm waking up on 3 hours sleep when I thought I was going to actually reset it. Thanks a lot, baseball.
Yeah,
but,
right.
I just like you can wipe that away where they're going to have so much emotion. The Dodgers being after winning that game, exultation is incredible. Same way that it happens last year, and be like, fellas, we still need to win one more game out of these next 2 and get home.
That's it. And I thought Schneider was great in his post-game comments saying the Dodgers did not win the World Series. Okay? Because everybody's like, how do you come back from this? He goes, just going to tell my guys, it's one game.
That's the
one
thing.
Game,
They're up 2-1. That's it.
One game, and it was a big one, sure, but it was still one game. It's still 2-1. And also in a series when you've done a lot of good things if you're the Blue Jays. Obviously, we talk about game 1. They teams have not hit the Dodgers that often like the Blue Jays have so far in the series.
Yeah.
Last night, even, getting down early in Dodger Stadium, boom, we come right back. We've got home run hitters. I think that's the one thing you hold on to if you're a Blue Jays fan right now, if you're the Blue Jays, is we have a bunch of guys with power up and down the lineup. And power changes games and changes everything in the middle of these games sometimes in these short playoff series in the World Series, obviously. So that's the one thing they have that they know that is every guy they have, or a lot of guys, can change it with one swing of the bat.
It would help if Ohtani wasn't
amazing.
Ohtani wasn't.
Oh my God!
Just what do they call him? He's one of one. That's what some.
He's got to get
the Blue Jays.
He's got to get the Bonds treatment now. I mean, it's hard to justify pitching to him at all at this point.
I agree.
If you are the Toronto Blue Jays,
and you got Freddie Freeman, who's slowly becoming, like a freaking baseball legend. When you go back to his being a hero in Atlanta, and then last year, what you mentioned, Billy, with the home run, the walk off in the World Series, and he gets another one last night.
Amazing thing is he almost walked him off twice before that in the extra innings.
Yeah,
we talk about the one and say, we talk about that one. He had the gapper that almost went to the wall.
Varsho ran down.
So it would be pretty impressive.
Thinking of Ohtani and Dolph, I'm just trying to go down the list of guys, and there's something to the fact that baseball, you have to wait and know it's happening, right? There's an inevitability about, and I called Pat Mahomes a couple of years ago when they win the Super Bowl against the Niners for the second time in Las Vegas. They win it in double overtime. Said he's the most inevitable athlete in all of sports.
Yeah.
He's sitting on the sidelines, and he's coming. Stephen A. Smith said, he's coming.
He's coming.
He is coming.
He's coming.
So you know that it's going to happen. You know that his spot in the order is coming up. You got to face him or you got to walk him. And this 6'7" smiling figure walks out of the dugout, larger than life. Nicest guy seemingly in the entire world.
Yeah.
But he's just going to absolutely murder your starting pitcher or your relief pitcher. There's only certain guys that inevitability you've gotten that feeling from. I thought of Tiger. I thought of
Jordan, maybe.
But then in baseball or basketball, the tough thing is like Jordan, you're watching him dice you up for 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Like the only inevitability is when game's on the line, ball's going to be inbounded. You know he's going to make the shot.
Yeah.
But like basketball, I don't know. It builds up that drama in that realization of like, it doesn't really matter what we do. We can build up this big lead. We can get 2 touchdowns ahead. When you're the Atlanta Falcons, we can have a 28-3 lead.
Right.
But that son of a gun over there, Tom Brady, is going to walk out onto this field.
Brady's
and
a
you
good
know
one.
he's going to have something to say about it.
And the Patriots, Brady and the Patriots. I think the group. I think you talk about Jordan. I think teams and fan bases in the 90s felt that way about making a run to winning the finals, though. I mean, you just like, we're not going to beat Jordan. It's just what it is.
Yeah, would they win 6 of 8? I love the Brady analogy. But you're right, Billy. In baseball, I'm trying to remember who the last guy was that brought that to mind. I mean, was it Bonds? Probably.
He was, but the team never had this. I mean, they went to a World Series, lost to the Angels. Was it in 02? So the
02 or 03, the Rally Monkey year.
Right,
yeah.
right. The Bonds thing was that at the plate, I think. You just felt like no matter what you do, can you get this guy out? But it wasn't the whole team of just monsters that the Dodgers have, and Ohtani's the biggest of them all, right? I mean, I think that's part of it with how inevitable they feel. It's crazy.
It might have been somebody before our time that was like, Ted Williams or Mickey Mantle. Somebody
those
like
are
that.
good ones.
I bet
Yes,
the 50s.
those are
Joe
good
Clemente.
I'm
guys
sure.
like that.
Yeah, like I'm sure in the American League in the 50s, the Yankees were inevitable. No, because there was no playoffs, so everyone's probably thinking we're never going to beat the Yankees in 162 games.
From the 20s to the 30s to the 40s to the 50s to the 60s.
Sure.
I mean, they've gone to the World Series, I don't know, 40 sometimes in their history.
Just a crazy number.
Is there anybody in the world of country music that just stands so head and shoulders above everybody else at one particular point in time?
a great question.
Like,
This guy's inevitable. No matter what he comes out with as a hit. Garth, I mean,
Garth was like that. Right now, Luke Combs, Morgan Wallen are like that. Morgan Wallen has 4 songs on the country charts right now. 4. Usually you get one, you write it out. But through time, probably Dolly Parton. I think she's charted in 6 or 7 straight
Tremendous
decades.
one, yes.
And she's
And
got the
also
book
wrote
deal.
"I Will Always Love You," which is maybe the biggest pop hit of all time. It's certainly
time.
one of them.
Yeah, because I mean, I was just trying to think of the individuals that are because right now Shohei is what, 32, 31, 32. And there's not many people that are around baseball that don't say he's the greatest player that's ever lived. And now I think some of it is clear recency bias, but I don't know. I'll look at every single number that's ever told me that even Barry Bonds, I'm looking at this incredible baseball reference, 7-time MVP, 8-time Gold Glove, 14-time All-Star. Yeah, there's no Cy Youngs on here or no.
That's the thing, Billy. Go ahead, Scott.
Well, the fact that Ohtani is such a worldwide phenomenon. My kid's in Tokyo right now on his honeymoon with his.
Oh, how about that? Let's go.
And it's everywhere. You see Ohtani everywhere. His face is everywhere. And I can't imagine what the media presence is. We see it. We see the corrals down in the field and how many photographers are there from Japan. What do you got, Luddy?
There were probably 7 to 10 Japanese reporters that specifically travel with him from game to game.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. Wow. Absolutely.
So
yeah.
you saw it at AmFam.
Mm-hmm. No doubt.
There was
during the regular season and the postseason. Then the postseason, there was probably 20.
Yeah. Postseason be a totally different beast.
It was fun to talk to those guys. They're like, where should we go out? Well, I've got a couple of recommendations for you.
Of course, Luddy's giving bar recommendations.
No, I'm calling BS. I'm calling bull. There's no way on God's green earth that you're talking to some Japanese reporters before game 1 of the NLCS and they're saying, hey, where do we go and grab a pizza? Do we go to Safiro's after the game?
Literally is what I told them. I spoke to a group in the elevator coming up before Murphy's pregame presser.
Did we have an interpreter or
no? These guys, they speak English, but one guy leans into me and goes, so does he do this every time where he like asks the people in the audience their names? I said, yeah, dude, get ready. He's coming to you.
It's amazing.
And
No,
yeah,
more detail. See, Billy needs more detail.
I know that happened.
Okay.
It's
I
time to make it
want to
believable,
know
Luddy.
about how you told them to go to Jack's after
Make
the
it,
game.
make it believable, Luddy.
I'm trying to figure out when it's
Joe Cats.
when the
I might have
conversation
mentioned-
shifted to Joe Cats.
I might have mentioned Zafiro's, never mentioned Joe Cat, but I did say Brady Street's a good time, and there's a lot of bars there if you need.
Where
need
are
a
you
drink.
staying? Oh, you're on the south side. Try
Wow.
Ray and Dots over in Greendale. Apparently, they have.
Let's go.
They have cheap tappers, right, Armin?
Rain Dots reference. Yes,
I've been there.
Greendale.
It's a good
And
time.
Armin didn't even have
Clears.
to make it.
I didn't have to make it. Did I ever tell you my? No, I'm not going to tell that story. But yeah, I mean, I think the key there, Luddy, is if you want to sell that story to Billy, you need to hit him with some real details. You know,
Okay.
because it's hard to make up details in the spot. So if you're making up a story,
Well, I'm
you
not
gotta hit him
making
with
it up.
details. I'm sorry, Luddy. I'm sorry. No,
Yeah,
you
you're right.
might-
It never
you might-
happened. Yeah. Okay.
Don't get mad. Don't get upset.
He said, "Don't get mad."
If you're gonna make up a story, Luddy,
I'll be honest with you.
Remember how
The
we've
thought
talked
of
about
you-
I need better storytelling skills.
No,
even
you
though
have
I
great-
have
no,
story-
you have
I'm
good
not
skills.
great.
See, but
I
it's
need to
all
get-
about being coachable, and that's
Yeah.
exactly it, right? We take the coaching, we go back to the film room. Now we hit the practice
Yeah,
field,
but
and
Buddy-
the locker room is going to be the practice field today, Armin. You're going to hear a clip of stories, I would assume, by Luddy as we practice this storytelling.
there is a quality of Luddy's stories, though. That's true. Is that I deep down I believe it definitely could have happened with him. It definitely could have happened. Like it could have happened where the next thing you know, it's like 1:30 in the morning at Flannery's, and there's like 8 dudes from the media, Japanese media, that are following him around, and they're just getting hammered, like that episode of Seinfeld where Kramer's got the Japanese tourists in the
Armin, Flannery's closed like 4 years ago.
It just shows you the level of life I'm in now.
that would not have been a good story to tell.
Yeah, exactly, and that's fine. That's fine because I fully admit I'm an old man now. I don't go out anymore. But Flannery's was the center of our world.
Well, next time a Japanese
Whiskey
reporter
bar.
asks you where to go out in
Yeah,
Milwaukee,
I'm
make
in
sure you
big
don't
trouble.
say Flannery.
I'm in big trouble. I'm probably gonna tell him to go to a whiskey bar, which doesn't exist
How
anymore.
about Real Chili?
That still exists.
Yeah, Real
Oh,
Chili.
man,
You want an American experience? Go to Real Chili.
Real chili. Or I'm going to hold off before I tell a story that probably shouldn't. Dolph, always appreciate it, man. Again, once again, that beautiful sheet of paper. I apologize.
No, listen.
There's so much
I
good
was gonna
stuff on
say,
there.
we
but
ruined it.
I haven't
Ruin
even
it every
looked at
time.
it today. Let's see. Bucks are back tonight.
Let's go Bucks. NBC tonight.
At home, NBC game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
cool.
Yeah, they're on the Peacock tonight.
Mahomes had a terrible first half and a great second half as the Chiefs roll. Carson Wentz season is over in Minnesota.
It's too bad. Too bad. Kirk Herbstreit was catching
Well,
strays
well-
yesterday. Not even strays. Those were direct shots right at him and
defending
poor
him.
Peter Herbstreit.
Right on Twitter, he's defending himself today. It's just nice try, Kirk.
Oh, man. Going to be a
so-
tough one.
We'll see how JJ McCarthy does. I'm assuming he's back from
Yeah, it's
that
time.
ankle injury that he was out with.
I think he's back. Yeah, I think he's back celebrating on the sidelines with a first down for Justin.
Who else did they
Jefferson.
have? They still have Nick.
Your boy Max Brosmer.
Oh,
Of
Max
the
Brosmer.
of the Golden Gophers from last year. I was listening to their post game show after the Chargers game, and there were a lot of Golden Gopher season ticket holders stuff that were saying, "I watched Max Brosmer at the University of Minnesota, and he was very good." All right, so I think he deserves a shot. Okay, and it was bad coaching that they did not give him a shot earlier. They should have. I watched him at the University of Michigan, Minnesota. That guy can play.
Oh yeah,
That guy can play right there.
They've got the Lions next, right?
Yeah, they do. Yep,
So this is
Detroit
the
Sunday.
NFL. This is Kevin O'Connell. So Vikings money line, right? I mean, come on.
9.5 point
Vikings
underdogs
money line.
at the
Slam it.
Potawatomi
That
Sports
is a
Book.
stretch. That's a lot. Man.
Dolph, always appreciate it, brother. We'll talk to you
All
in the
right,
morning.
fellas.
There he is, Dolph, hanging out with us. Scott Dolphin, 106.1, the greatest, and I don't mean this hyperbolically, the greatest Milwaukee morning show host in the city is right there.
Oh,
Just
right
walked
there.
out of
Oh, he just walked out of this.
Just walked out of
Oh,
Scott
absolutely.
My friend Kelsey's son, biggest fan of Scott Dolphin, was elated when he got to meet Scott a couple
There's
months
no
ago.
way you can't be. There's no way you can't be a fan of Scott Dolphin, the award-winning morning show host over at FM
Now that
106.1.
was believable. You dropped the name of a specific person,
Mhm.
Kelsey. Listen,
Her son is Jack. Yeah,
now that
yeah.
was
They've been to
believable.
Flannery's before. Well, maybe not Jack, but
Getting better.
actually, Jack. Never mind.
Jack might have been in the womb. 877-794-1973. It's OBS on the game.
Stay tuned.
You do like to grab attention.
No BS. We'll be back in just a moment.
Now, a year in rock spotlight, 1969.
Low-budget film Easy Rider captures the public imagination with a soundtrack by Steppenwolf, the Birds, and the Electric Prunes. The Woodstock Music and Art Fair is held August 15th through 18th on Max Yasgur's farm in Bethel. 32 of the biggest bands of the day played to a crowd estimated at 500,000. The event is later released as a movie and album. And with the boost from their appearance at Woodstock, San Francisco band Santana hits the top 10 with their debut album, Evil Ways. The festival undoubtedly immortalized Jimi Hendrix and ushered in the era of large rock concerts and arena rock bands. Also in October, Led Zeppelin have their only U.S. top 10 hit when Whole Lotta Love reaches number 4.
I'm gonna give you my love. I'm gonna give you my love. Oh, whole lot of love. Whole lot of love. Whole lot of love.
The Allman Brothers Band released their debut album on Capricorn Records to good reviews but limited sales. And 7 years after his last number one, Elvis Presley tops the charts with Suspicious Minds.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from 1969. Coming up. Now, a year in rock spotlight, 1970.
Don't keep me waiting here. Leave me to
The Beatles released the Phil Spector-produced album Let It Be. It generates 3 number one hits, Get Back, Let It Be, and their final number one, The Long and Winding Road. The Kinks song Lola, about a romantic encounter with a transvestite, makes number 2 UK and number 9 US. In July, the Stooges released their second album on Elektra Records, Fun House. And British band Mungo Jerry are number 1 in the UK, number 3 in the US with the single In the Summertime.
have a drink, have a drive. Go out and see what you can find.
In August, Eric Clapton releases his first solo album and scores a top 20 hit with his cover of J.J. Cale's After Midnight. Neil Diamond scores his first number one with Cracklin' Rosie. September of 1970, Neil Young has a top 10 album with After the Gold Rush. War, an anti-war protest song by Edwin Starr, tops the charts.
What is it good for? You tell me. Say it.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from 1970. Coming up.
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with Rick Springfield to get some insight on his latest release, Rocket Science.
It's a guitar-based record for sure, and I love big hooks, and it's not a country record at all. It's a rock and roll record, but it does have some country elements.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from Rick Springfield and all your favorite artists. iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with Rick Springfield to talk about how he thinks music has changed over the years.
Oh, I think music has, it's either music or it's not, but it's split into so many categories. Actually, it was Clockwork Orange, a writer of Clockwork Orange. His name escapes me right now, but he's an awesome writer. He wrote about that in the 60s, that music was going to fragment, and 14-year-olds wouldn't like 15-year-olds music, and 15-year-olds wouldn't like 16-year-old music, and it's really kind of how it's come down.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from Rick Springfield and all your favorite artists.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. Anyone I ever met. Ooh, I'm stuck on your heart. I hang on every word you say. Oh, tear the fall.
A great Tina Turner bringing us back. Luddy, you can make up any story you damn well please if you're going to play Tina Turner coming back from break.
Well, I'm going
sorry.
to pretend that I grabbed the iPad and brought it in here, but we're not going to be able to see me on the stream this segment. We're going to look at where Dolph was sitting.
That's fine, because I got to be honest with you, though. This was This is one of the better songs ever made.
Oh, this is a banger. This is an absolutely masterpiece.
All right, you want
of
a story?
song.
Shane Burkow would play this during practice for NAU basketball.
Yes.
Probably still does.
This was
Absolutely still does. Come on.
This was actually going to be the song that me and my wife danced to for our first dance at our wedding.
Great idea.
But we then looked at it and it's like a 4.5, 5 minute song.
Oh,
There's a longer version if you want it too.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's like a 10-minute ballad.
You need to cut it down. Like if you have a DJ that you just cut it down or fade it out.
90 seconds.
Yeah.
Now this not just because listen, 90 seconds, that's too long for any of us, maybe potentially at 877-794-1973. But I don't want to be the center of attention that long, even though the day is going to be mostly about us.
I mean, yeah.
And my wife's like, there's no way in hell I'm going to be the center and everyone's going to be watching us dance for more than 2 minutes.
I was there though, Billy. I mean, I don't know if you were kind of in a.
We were there. We were out there for
moment.
about 45 seconds, and then we brought Carson out, and then
then
the place got a big pop.
He was the center of attention. Now, you could have been out there for 4 minutes. I don't think you had a sense of time and space in that moment.
That's pretty true.
Because you were real good at that point. Now that's no problem with that, but that was great.
True.
So I think you would have been okay with it. But yeah, I hear what you're saying though. That is a banger of a song.
Yeah, that was once the margaritas did start hitting.
It's okay, Billy. You had it was your wedding.
That was when Armin
in Las Vegas.
Tim Allen
that was also
there.
when Armin asked me.
Keller was there. Yeah.
You eat yet?
You better start eating, Billy.
You better start eating.
And that was
Like, you
a
call me
real
drunk?
dad thing to do.
Sage wisdom there.
You saying I'm drunk?
No, not yet. You're getting there.
It was a real like camp counselor vibe. I was giving him there, a little dad vibe. Not as much as Billy said.
Oh, this was you instead of Tim. Who was telling him to?
That was me.
That was
me.
Armin. Oh yeah, that
Oh.
was Armin. And then that was Mike Heller grabbing Armin by the neck, if I'm not mistaken, laughing, being like, "Wow!"
He was on one, and you're everybody. It was a great time, and Timmy was there as well. Tim Allen.
Some would say it was simply the best.
Simply the best.
Better
Now,
than all the rest.
That wasn't the biggest. Now I'm going to say
Las
during
Vegas.
the break, Billy had a great dad move. And
Jeez
Billy's
Louise.
really
Yeah.
embraced this format, this time frame, because he's been going out during the breaks a lot to look at the sunrise. You're into it, Billy. That's
your
a
thing.
Billy's taking pictures of sunrises now, guys. He's out there.
One of my favorites is we have multiple texters that continue to remind us, and they are spot on, that I have for long stretches of time said the morning show has to be the worst existence of all time. Getting up at 4:30 in the morning.
It's tough. I'm
What
not
do you
going to
mean by
lie.
worst?
It's tough, but
like the worst, capital W,
Yeah,
like
you're probably- you're
being
pretty
not
close.
being able to. Last night's a perfect example.
Mhm.
There is an all-time classic moment
time.
unraveling on the West Coast. It is almost 2:00 when I finally said enough is enough,
Yeah.
and I put the phone on the dock, had my earbud in because I still wanted to be able to hear. And of course, the next freaking at bat is Freddie Freeman hitting a walk-off home run. I'm like, son of a, I watched 4 innings of this nonsense on my phone.
Yeah.
And the first time I finally call it quits, the thing's over. But like that moment you want to be in. You want to bask in that glow.
Bask in the glow, especially now.
Social media was hot last night.
You want to be part of it on social
Everybody's
media.
having fun.
That's the thing about it. It's not just staying up to watch it, to experience it. It's you want to be part of it on social media too, which is it's the reality of our day and age. I mean,
And-
you could say it's bad and this and that, I know, but man, that's the reality of it.
It's
Billy.
the reality we live in, Armin. And you know what? There were unintended consequences of every era in time. There's a lot of unintended consequences to social media, but I'll tell you, I love it. I do.
It's
so,
a shared experience
and
now.
so I was
for live
into,
sports.
and you want to be a part of those moments. Now, a lot of times in the morning show, you're not going to be. But like when Critical Mass wakes up with us, he said, too bad that song will never be played at American Family Field.
Come on, no negativity.
Why won't it be?
I mean, it
Come on.
also said AmFam Park.
Yeah,
well,
he's
get
all-
it right,
well,
bub.
You're right, because there's no AmFam Park, so therefore it will be played one day when we win the World Series.
Actually, might be. If you want to call AmFam Park the AmFam Pavilion over at the Summerfest Park.
there you go.
Well, it probably will be
See?
played at some
I
point.
got some
this year.
stories over there.
Real ones actually too.
Yeah.
But in the midst of it, I walk outside, and
Sure.
there's a certain time where, so television is pretty spot on things. Marketing. And we have a marketing guru in the building. KB will tell us a lot of different things that we should be doing marketing wise.
Wizard.
Genius on it. There was a genius marketing campaign a number of years ago, because humor is only really triggers a resonance when there's a little bit of fact in it.
Okay, a little truth, yeah.
When Progressive came out, the You Become Your Parents.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
It was great stuff.
I never had a more You've Become Your Parents moment
And then just now.
than just during the break, where, as you mentioned, I've become a sunrise guy. I walk out during the breaks, get a nice deep breath of some crisp, cool autumn air.
I love
It's
that.
crisp.
Yeah.
It is crisp outside.
Yeah, but it's not
The
uncomfortably
autumn
crisp.
wind is a
Yeah.
true raven this morning.
Oh, I love that.
It is a beautiful, beautiful morning out
And
there statewide.
And you just take it in, right?
Take it in for a second. I'm like,
That's
you know what? I got to
it's
document
about.
this moment.
That's what it's about.
I got to take a quick picture. And your boy grabbed this iPhone 14 out of his pocket.
Come on now.
And when I'm telling you, both hands onto the phone, vertically style, I had like a 45-degree to a 90-degree angle bend in both of my elbows, holding it up. And the worst part was,
Yeah.
I felt my face do the dad trying to find the button to take the picture on the camera phone, where you squint and almost looks like you're holding in a fart/shart, and you're like, got it.
And then it wasn't in
And then
focus, or you're on video.
then I looked at the picture,
Oh my goodness.
satisfied,
And just enjoyed it. And
then looked back up and smiled.
oh, that is
I'm
so
like, I
good.
won. I did it. And then I did what all other dads do. No, don't post it to social media like most normal human beings would do. You send it in a group chat
Group chat.
to a
baby.
bunch of random folks, your friends from college, your wife, your brother-in-law, your old boss. And there's 7 people that all got that message, and all of them are going to wake up here saying 6:48.
message.
Billy
from
smoking this morning? Why is he sending me a picture of the sunrise?
And you never know.
I'm
It
a
could be-
sunrise
it could
guy
be
now.
yes,
I
you're a
just wanted to let
sunrise.
everybody know.
Oh, that is so good.
But
Billy.
that was the You Have Become Your Parents moment, all the way down to how you share the photo. Without a caption, without a text,
No
just in a
reference.
group chat with a bunch
Yes.
of random recipients, where somebody is going to be on voice to text, right? They're going to press their car play, and it's
Sure.
going to read off all the recipients and going to be like,
in a group with 262-485.
and like list off a bunch of different phone numbers because they don't even have them in their group, in their contacts. That's a tough time.
That's so true, Billy.
That was
Well
a tough,
done.
tough moment. However, there's going to be a lot more of them because there's no turning back.
My dad, one thing my dad always does is he takes too long to try to frame a perfect photo.
Gotta
'Cause
make
he
sure it's
still-
good. In
he
focus,
still,
baby.
He still has the DNA from the film age where he bought the film, right? And he's like, I don't want to waste this camera, the picture, and make sure it's good so I don't waste the film.
Yes.
Instead of taking, now you give your phone to a kid in college, take a picture of you. Next thing you know, they give it back to you with 75 pictures in your phone. I'm not doing this. I'm not wading through 75 pictures to find the right one.
And how
Snap.
bad do you feel when you delete one of them?
Yeah, probably. Oh, yeah, you feel bad. You're like, I might need this picture one
Is
day.
this a good one? Well,
So
no.
bad.
Is this the better angle? Is this the right one?
Yeah.
You're sliding through 4 different ones. Is this the right one? Do I want to keep this one? I got to delete a couple of them because I'm already being told 14 different times a week that I got to buy more storage on my iCloud. 877-794-1973.
I love that. Hey,
Only
great.
Phil just said it's happening, dude.
Yeah,
It is.
And
It's happening. Fully becoming my father.
great text so far. We're going to get some more in here. We're going to shout everybody out too on the stream.
877-794-1973. It all rolls into hour 2. No BS on the game.
Miss an hour of no BS?
Honestly, Billy, I don't think you'd miss it.
You can find all of the shows in podcast form. Just search No BS on the iHeartRadio app.
Now, a year in rock spotlight. 1971.
The Doors released their 6th and final studio album, LA Woman, while Paul McCartney releases his 2nd solo album, Ram, which goes to #1 UK and #2 US. The album includes several jibes at John Lennon and the #1 single, Uncle Albert Admiral Halsey. In May of '71, soul singer Marvin Gaye releases his concept album What's Going On and has 3 top 10 singles. And Rod Stewart's 3rd solo album goes #1 and has a #1 single, Maggie May. In July of '71, The Who releases Who's Next that tops the charts in the UK and goes to #4 in the US. The Allman Brothers released their breakthrough live double album at Fillmore East. And in August, the concert for Bangladesh, organized by George Harrison and Ravi Shankar, is held in New York City. In addition to the organizers, Eric Clapton, Bob Dylan, Badfinger, Leon Russell, and Billy Preston appear.
Feel my guitar gently.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from 1971. Coming up.
iHeartRadio. Here are the top Journey songs that you thumbed up. Number 3, Separate Ways, Worlds Apart.
Someday love will find you. Break those chains that bind you. One night will remind you. Oh, we touched away on separate ways.
Number 2, Any Way You Want It.
Even for change. She said, any way you want it, that's the way you need it. Any way you want it. Oh, I said, any way you want it, that's the way you need it. Any way you want it.
Number 1, Don't Stop Believing.
Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Street light, people.
Hear more from Journey and similar artists now. Search for Journey on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
Now, a year in rock spotlight. 1973.
In November of 73, Billy Joel's second album yields a minor hit with Piano Man, which goes to number 25.
Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you got us feeling all right.
Ringo Starr continues his solo success with the number 2 album and 3 top 10 hits, including 2 number 1s, Photograph and You're 16. Meanwhile, John Lennon releases his 4th solo album, Mind Games, which goes to number 9 in the U.S. And in December, the single Taken Care of Business drives the second album by Canadian rock band Bachman Turner Overdrive to number 4. Emerson, Lake and Palmer released their 4th album, Brain Salad Surgery, which goes to number 11. And after passing away in a plane crash in September, Jim Croce has a posthumous number 1 with Time in a Bottle.
Looked around enough to know you're the one I want to go through time.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from 1973. Coming up.
iHeartRadio.
Here are the top Blondie songs that you've thumbed up.
Number 3,
One Way or Another.
Number 2, Heart of Glass.
What I find is pleasing and I'm feeling fine. Love is so confusing, there's no peace of mind. If I fear I'm losing you, it's just no good. You cheese like liver.
Number 1,
Call Me.
Emotions come, I don't know why. Cover up lies I live by. Call me on the line. Call me every time. Call me on the line.
Hear more from Blondie and similar artists now.
search for Blondie on iHeartRadio.
All your favorite music,
all your favorite stations,
all free.
Live from Milwaukee and heard on the iHeart app by fans everywhere. We are WRNW-FM Milwaukee, 97.3 The Game.
Number one for sports and stuff.
Yeah. Come on. Hey, ladies. Hey, mama.
What's up?
Let's slide.
All right.
All right. We gon' get it on tonight. You smoke. I drink. Go good. Because we gon' get hot.
All right, Luddy.
This is gonna be a good one to
All right,
always
Luddy.
come back with for you.
Yeah, see, now I know what's going on here.
Ooh, what's up?
He was talking about how I'm living in the past by naming out these bars that don't even exist anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're playing like my college anthem here. Like this is one of like the bangers from my day. Now it might make me feel old, but it makes you feel good. You
So
know what I
would
mean?
this play? Would you turn this on like when Armin Sarient was gonna go out on a Saturday night?
Oh yeah, this is a big banger.
This was Armin walks through. What was it? Floor number 7.
Well, it depends on the year. You know, my freshman year at Marquette, I lived in O'Donnell Hall.
Oh, sorry, I'm talking about when you were the RA.
Oh, my
I'm
bad.
talking about you were
7th floor.
bossing this place up.
7th floor, yeah.
7th
Mashuda.
floor.
What's up, Mashuda Hall?
Armin's walking back from the showers.
Yeah.
And first song you turn on
Was
is
this one?
song as you're getting ready. To go
Yeah, I
out
mean,
on
that's a
Saturday
good
night.
one. I mean, yeah, I had to be careful as an RA. I'm not like trying to totally party it up in the dorm, you know?
Well, yeah, you're getting out.
Right. I know.
You weren't partying in the dorm, brother. You were cooler than that.
This is more like the one you put on that you hope goes on at Caffrey's or Murphy's, or if you knew the bartender that was running the iPad because they didn't really have a DJ.
Okay, sure.
Banger, man.
So this was Armin's out there. This song comes on.
I'll be honest with you.
Everybody knows
the real college
you're getting to the
this
getting to the
one,
floor.
this one is, but our real college anthem really was one that's been totally persona non grata for like 20 years now, which is R. Kelly's Ignition remix.
Yep.
And we
it's gone.
can't play that anymore. No one
I
can
think
play
it's
it.
in the system.
That that was the one though. That was the one that got everyone going. Ignition remix. And then it was like, you know, and then it was Low by Little John, and those then that era started up.
Yeah,
you
when
know.
that came fresh out the kitchen.
Yep, out the kitchen.
Pulling that
But we can't do it. We can't do it
You
anymore.
can't do it. You
So-
can't do it.
so
You don't
Billy-
even want to start there.
Armin went to Marquette. I went to EWM. I noticed throughout my years at the bars on North Avenue, which none of those bars exist, which that's a story for
No,
another
those
day.
were the days with cans.
Those were the
Remember
days.
cans?
And RCs and
Yes.
judges.
The
and
Judges. I had a great
the
moment at
East
Judges.
Sider.
Yeah.
BBCs.
I did,
Whoa,
man.
pause.
Yeah, well,
BBC's, that was the name of it. And there was also
Nice.
Replay. Was that a North and Farwell
yeah,
Replay?
there's- I mean, did you guys ever go out by campus there, Marquette? Because it seemed like Marquette kids were always up by us at UWM.
No, I mean you would go out there were bars on campus, but there were less and less as actually during my era of college. So
Right.
when I started, you still had Haggerty's, you had Murphy's and Caffrey's, of course. You still had the Glock, which was on like Clybourne, I want to say, and then there were other places that started dwindling, and then it just became Haggerty's was torn down as a famous spot. Then it just became Caffrey's and Murphy's. So then people, you know, you're going downtown, you're going to go to the east side a little bit. You were a little more mobile back then. Yeah, we had the U-Pass. We had the bus pass.
Oh yeah, the 30 dropped you right by Sandberg dorms.
I went to Park Bar, which
That's cool.
we went to the club on the bus.
Public transportation.
Absolutely. We had the 30
Now
bus.
we're going out.
I mean, we
Did
figured
Did you look at the bottom and go, oh, well, we can stay till about 12:30, then we can catch the last one.
Well,
Can't
you
stay
just-
till close.
I walked home at that point. You know, I walked home at that
Yeah, you
point.
did.
A little more juiced up.
With someone. But
No,
now
not me.
to end the thrilling bar conversation of the early 2000s here, but like there's a lot to it. I think there's a number of times where you have a song like that and gets brought right back into.
Absolutely.
The one that was for us, that was the stupidest song maybe that was ever created, the I Love College song.
Asher Roth.
I Love College.
Asher Roth. Absolutely.
And it was very much of like, oh, dude,
this is awesome.
this is what
This is so us.
this is talking about us.
This is so us right now.
It's saying like just what we're doing in college, or like what every single college kid has ever done in their entire life at some particular point in
Play
time.
beer pong.
Play
You
beer
know,
pong.
Yeah. This is a clean version.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
I'm
definitely-
trusting iHeart,
it's in
yeah.
it's in the system. Well, here we go.
We taped it. Now everyone tapes everything.
Yeah, Project X shoot ruined that one.
That's hilarious.
No, you didn't.
Doesn't hold up. It holds up.
Yeah, drink my drink and
There were some things that like they're cringy now, but it's still whole. I mean, it was a good song. I mean,
oh, it was a great song. And I mean, again, if you're gonna talk about waking up and trying to fire up
yeah, it was
everybody
good.
at 7:00 at night, and I mean waking up at 7:00 at night on a Saturday because everybody went hard on Friday night and trying to establish some energy. I'm glad we're thinking wistfully of our youth.
I do enjoy
That's
this.
what old men would do.
Can I get some text in here? Because I promised I was going to get some in, and I have.
I really want you to, and I wanted to get back to the text because this is exactly what I'm talking about, Armin. This is what old guys would do.
That's what we do.
This is
That's it.
what the morning is turned. It's kind of aging us at a good time, and I'll be
Hang on.
honest with
Yeah.
you, I kind of like it. I might even go and get some just for men,
Just
get a
for
little
men.
touch of gray. Try to spice up the salt and pepper here because I'm feeling like a little distinguished vibe right now.
Why not? I mean, absolutely. Why not, Billy? I kind of like it. All right. NickLaw.com talking text line. Obviously, you can still chime in. You can call us as
We need
well.
you to. Yes.
We're talking World Series.
877-794-1973.
Still talking Packers, obviously. World Series, NFL, a lot going on. It was a sports equinox last night, which was a lot of fun, but everyone's enjoying the conversation here that
That's
we're
only
having.
happened 32 times.
Yeah, not many times. Jeremy and Oshkosh don't like using hyperbole, but Shohei Ohtani is the greatest baseball player to ever play the game. You know, everyone's been comparing him to Babe Ruth. I consider Babe Ruth the greatest. There's a lot of great players that have played this game, Billy, but it's hard to argue with Shohei Ohtani's ability to affect all aspects of the game.
Oh, very much hard to. And I don't even think that it's hyperbolic. It's just like right now, the way he plays, and this is again how you judge it. It's the level of dominance. It's Armin, the counting stats. It's the feeling of inevitability. Like whenever he's on the floor, on the field, in the batter's box, something bad is going to happen for the opponent. There's just a sense that when he is in the box, you are screwed. Unless you do what Schneider did last night, where he's just like 4 every time.
Walk him every time.
4,
now.
go.
And you have to wonder if he'll get that treatment now the rest of the series.
There's no chance in hell I'd pitch to him again, especially until Mookie Betts proves to the fact that he can knock him in. Because last night they did it 3 times and Betts popped out, I think, twice.
Yeah, he struggled and
was just unable to come. Somebody brought up the numbers last night. And again, social media was on fire last night in the midst of the display because it was a phenomenal game and one that you will remember for a long time. From the Wake and Bake podcast.
The what?
Wake and Rake podcast. Sorry.
Gotcha.
Shohei Ohtani gets intentionally walked for the 4th time to get to 8-time All-Star MVP, future Hall of Famer Mookie Betts, followed by 9-time All-Star MVP and World Series MVP Freddie Freeman.
Wow.
Like, that's a disgusting deal. But it still took till the 18th inning for that strategy to go haywire on him. Like, I know that it can sound very, very dumb and rah-rah to say. If I'm the Blue Jays, I wake up this morning as frustrated and tired, as you definitely are after playing that game last night for nearly 7 hours.
Well, it's hard to play a game that long and lose it. Right?
Lose it, no doubt about it. It's got to be super deflating. Dude, you can come back in there and be up again tonight in the first inning. You get first ups. There's good reason to believe, unlike I mentioned last year's World Series where the Grand Slam ends game 1, that series felt over. Much like the Steve Bartman game. People forget there was a game 7 at Wrigley Field in the next night.
Yeah, it's a great
Anybody thought that the Cubs were winning that game?
Carlton Fisk.
I got some incredible oceanfront property in Saskatchewan that I'd like to tell you. Like there was no chance in hell they were winning that game. I don't feel the same way if I'm Toronto tonight. Like I absolutely think that I still have a shot in this series. Maybe I'm very much pie in the sky deal with it, but like you lost one game, even though it was as gut wrenching and brutal as it possibly can be. The other one is, that they put their pants on the same way.
Yeah.
They had Yamamoto who pitched 105 pitches 2 nights ago, warming up. They're in the same spot we are coming up in here tonight, boys. They're just as tired. They're just up 2-1.
There's one big difference. They got Shohei now pitching tonight. Isn't that crazy? He's like, we talk about, is he the greatest hitter, this and that? You can't pitch to him. Oh, by the way, we need you to give us some innings. Can you go start for us and be awesome? Like, it's not just like he's a replacement level starter that can eat innings for you. That's one thing. But he can be a Cy Young level pitcher. That's the thing that's crazy about it. That's the reason when you start talking about greatest ever, because no one's been able to do what he's done. There's been great hitters. There's been great pitchers. No one's been able to do both. And that's what's really incredible about what Shohei's doing and what sets him apart from so many people historically, Billy. I mean, you can come up with a lot of guys that have had great runs offensively, but to do what he's doing now, we've never seen anything like it. And I'm not sure we'll ever do it. We'll ever see it again. And that's what makes it cool. We're seeing a legitimate, absolute transcendent figure from a far away that's mystical, that has this mystical property to it. And we'll be talking about it the same way people talked about Babe Ruth that saw him. So that part of it is amazing. He's been incredible. What a luxury for Dave Roberts to know that they're going to walk him every time. And you have a base runner. And by the way, this guy can steal bases whenever he wants.
Well, and that's
There's
the thing.
one
Like,
thing he can't do.
the
Like,
strange part of it for me is, and you mentioned the hitting and pitching, and you almost kind of forget about it because one, he hasn't pitched as much as he probably would like in his career since because of different injuries. But also last year is the best offensive season that he puts together. Your favorite stat, WAR. He is like doubling everything he ever put together. He also didn't pitch, right? Like, so the wins above replacement, I'm like, well, he's actually way better when he doesn't have to worry about throwing every fifth day. But for this time in the playoffs,
it's going to help him, obviously.
It's going to help him. And I think the interesting thing last night that Roberts was, again, they start doing in-game interviews during the third and fourth inning for TV ratings. Into the 15th and 16th inning, those interviews have never been actually more informational.
Yeah.
Because Verducci and Ken Rosenthal are walking over to Roberts and Snyder like, hey, we were just wondering, you got any pitchers? Like,
tell us some information.
Doing a 6-7 day, like, hey, you got any? You got any pitchers? Like,
Right.
Who's gonna throw? And Roberts in the sixth inning is like, well, my man's gonna go out there as long as he can. And then when he's done, we're gonna have to go to a position player. They had a guy throw last
Position
night
player in the World Series.
in
man.
the World Series, in
Wow.
game 3 of the World
Wow.
Series. But then they flashed the camera to Shohei Ohtani, and I'm like, well, that's not fair.
No, he's a position
That's
player.
not Jake Bowers going out to pitch.
Totally different. It's not Hernan
And I'll
Perez.
be honest, I would have felt pretty good if Jake Bowers went into the
Right.
game.
He's
You
not
see
bad.
his ERA this year?
It's been pretty good.
He had 3 scoreless innings.
Yeah.
He was arguably their best pitcher in April. So I would have felt okay with it.
That's
but
true.
then they flash Ohtani.
Elvin Rodriguez feels attacked.
That's not right.
Yeah, no, it's
That's
incredible.
not the conversation.
Truly.
This isn't a 75-mile-an-hour flamethrower walking out there. This guy's going to pump 99 on the black. You can't call him a position player.
No.
But onto the Blue Jays side of it, like when you look at him walking into the batter's box, there's no chance I'm letting him beat me.
No, because you just don't feel like you can get him out right now. And it's smart.
And if you
it's smart
do,
to walk him.
You're dumb.
Yeah.
If
yeah.
you think you're going to get him out, you have an irrational sense of confidence.
And again, that's the one thing we did well against them in the series is get Shohei out. That's how dominant that team
game
is.
4.
That's how tough that team is. Only Phil on the text line, NicoletLaw.com, talking text line. Remember, you can chime in anytime you want, 877-794-1973. He said, hey, Armin, you're right. Billy's not convincing with even with that Minnesota accent he did. Are we sure he's from? I don't know if he's talking about you or Luddy. Did you mean to say Luddy?
Huh?
I'm not really
No,
sure.
I was the one that tried the Minnesota
I know
accent.
that, but he
it
said-
probably didn't work because I said the University of Michigan 4 times when I was trying to say the University of Minnesota 4 times.
Oh, because I was kind of ripping on, but in that moment, I was ripping on Luddy's storytelling, which I felt bad about.
Quick story: I would get a lot of crap for my accent when I would work in college football, college basketball, and my response was always, "Oh, you think mine's bad? We make fun of the people from Minnesota."
There you go. See, now that was a good story.
There you go. See, quick, in, out. Now, there we go.
lesson.
We're getting better.
Love you, Billy. Love you guys. Great show. Thank you, Only Phil. All right. Not bad.
We also had individual on the talking text. I think it was Phil said this has been the best No BS show ever so far. We appreciate it.
Now, I don't know if I don't know if I should. Is that a
That's a good
compliment?
standard to set. Yeah.
Is that a compliment though?
I think it's absolutely.
I would like to think we had other great. Well, I guess he's still, but this is the better. So you know what? We're doing better tomorrow, like you always said. You always say at the end of the show.
Got to be better tomorrow. Yeah,
see.
and as much as you would want to say, like, oh, we've been pretty dang good, that would be resting on our laurels, and that's
good
something
point.
that we're just never going to do. Red Hot Tim Knott said. Last segment probably should be brought to you by Metamucil, and it is true. Like you have those moments where you realize, I'm quickly turning into my parents at a rapid pace. Justin and Nina, my becoming my parents' moments were following my daughter around the house, turning off lights and shutting off faucets that are running for absolutely no legitimate reason, ranting about how electricity and water isn't free. And if she wants to afford college one day, she'll turn off the lights and water when she's done with them.
I love it. My buddy Jeff.
Money.
My buddy Jeff was just
Will be.
Okay.
It will be, Luddy. The what's mine is yours. What yours is mine. That actually is your kids. Once they pop out of that
You'll
womb,
learn that one day.
Everything you have at some particular point is yours or is theirs. And as my man Dave Ramsey once said, you don't want waiters
Wait until they die.
waiting around for you to die. 877-794-1973.
I love that show. Yeah, I mean, listen, my buddy Jeff was just ranting on our high school friends group text about how no one's turning the lights off in this house. I'm like, we are the total 40-year-old dad's group text right now, the things we're talking about. CJ, on the YouTube stream, pizza $1 a slice. Yes, that's right. I want to go to college for the rest of my life, sit Bankers Club, drink Miller Lite. On Thursday, and Tuesday night ice, I can get pizza $1 a slice. That was the lyric, right?
Sure.
I would think Asher Roth probably wrote that first before he came up with the conception of the song. Most songwriters only, we should have asked that.
Did he write it though?
You know what? Great question. I don't know. But we should have asked Dolph about that. When we're talking about the country singers, because the country songwriter, they think about like a theme, a line or two, and then they build it around that.
I don't know that I want to disrespect Dolph's musical
ability, intellect.
By asking him about, how do you think they wrote I Love College? Do you think that they were eating the $1 a slice pizza or smoking the weed first?
Yes. Oh, first.
Yeah.
You think he actually had that one girl completely naked? Now, maybe Dolph will have some incredible opinions on it.
I don't know. The lyricism in I Love College, though. Chug, freshman. Do something crazy.
It's pretty wild. I mean, you think about it. That took a long time to be able to write. Somebody at one point, pen to paper goes, fellas, we're cooking right now.
And we're going to make money on this.
This is awesome.
We're going to make money on this. That's the other thing that they thought of. And it actually worked. I mean, they did make money on it.
They made a lot of money.
By the way, Asher Roth's 40 now. You want to feel old? The man's 40. He's 40 years old.
Still younger than you. Ryan in Muskego said Billy is so That was mean. I didn't have to do that. That was mean. Ryan in Muskego, Billy is someone like myself who's been getting up at 3 a.m. for the past 10 years. Ryan, the most respect
Ryan.
of all time. Tell me how much you're going to enjoy these sunrises in the middle of February when it's minus 20 outside. I'll answer you for that. You'll hate them.
Okay. See, now he's speaking my language.
Ryan, you're probably spot on. You're very much spot on. I appreciate the nice little crisp coolness right now because, to be honest with you, it wakes your boy up. You get out there. Whew, okay. Ooh, a little nipply in here. It wakes everything up. It loosens you up a little bit. It's almost like a nice shoulder rub that all of a sudden gives you a jolt of energy. That minus 20 is going to hit like a ton of bricks. And Ryan, if we are lucky enough to be hanging out with you talking and doing this radio show in the middle of February where it's minus 20 out, I'm going to come back to this exact text and say, you better believe it, that I love this sunrise.
Yeah.
Hated that frozenness, but love being able to call it back in the NicoleLaw.com talking text line 877-794-1973.
Yeah. You know what? That sounds like a guy to me that's earned his seat on the Geezer Palooza bus in 9 years. I think he has.
Ryan in Muskego has earned his spot. Yes, you're exactly right.
Dan in Wausau on the YouTube stream. One more before we get out of this segment, Billy. Dodgers suck. Everyone knows they're going to win the World Series. Well, okay. I think Dodgers suck just really quick. I don't
like
know.
that one.
I accept that premise. I know you're just saying you don't like them. They don't. They're a good team, though. Dodgers suck. Everyone knows they're going to win the World Series, but more importantly, the Bucks are on tonight. Yes, the Bucks are on NBC tonight. How about that?
NBC tonight.
You know how long as a kid, when I was a kid in the 90s, I waited for the Bucks to be on NBC? See, when you were a Bucks fan growing up, when I grew up, we were in the NBA, but it didn't feel like it because we were never on NBC. We were never on national TV. The Bucks weren't good enough until they did get good.
Were they ever not on tape delay?
Dude, the Bucks were on local, which was great. We had Paskey and my man John McLaughlin, but it was Midwest Sports Channel or WB, whatever it was, and it was great, right? But you knew the Bucks were in the NBA, but it was hard to understand that when there was like NBA and NBC, and they were talking about everybody, NBA inside stuff on Saturdays. They never talked about the Bucks because we were bad. However, finally, at the end of NBC's run with NBA, the Bucks were on in 2001, and it's like, now they're not even going to have the games anymore, but that's exciting to know. The Bucks, NBA and NBC is back, and the Bucks are on NBA and NBC.
Well, luckily the Bucks quickly became bad again, so it didn't matter that you weren't going to have them not on NBC. They're like, Armin, we gave you one good year.
One good year.
Now lock it up, pay a penance, and we'll see you in 20. And then you'll be happy enough to be rocking that lucky banana shirt for an NBA title.
I just wanted Bob Costas and Marv Albert to do an open about the Bucks.
Well, you're not going to get that tonight.
No.
What you will get, though, is the CGI AI version of the big voice guy saying.
Jim Fagan.
Yes, Jim Fagan saying, the NBA on NBC.
This is the NBA on NBC.
The New York Knicks in
matchup. Yeah, exactly.
See, that's a good one. In Milwaukee.
Guy's voice
on
is
the
awesome.
banks of Lake Michigan. Here's Mike Tirico.
I would sit around. I'm telling you guys, if you give me 5 minutes to do nothing to relax, I'll put a YouTube of him on reading the ads, reading the promos.
It would probably
Have you
work
driven
out.
a Ford lately?
Yeah,
With the
if
music?
people are asking, like, if anything bad happens to us, we had somebody worried about the Tina Turner drop. No, when something really bad has happened to us is when you know that we just start playing commercials with Jim Fagan.
Yeah, it's true.
AI voice. Even though Armin will just be sitting over there on that black couch, smiling and grinning.
I mean, yes, yes.
All of a sudden, there's like, wait a second, are they back? Are they coming back? No, Armin's just enjoying himself. Armin's just having a personal moment. 877-794-1973. Join us on the NicolayLaw.com talk and text line. Like Phil said, Billy, you're not old. However, you did just forget your knapsack on the Davenport this morning.
That's great.
And there's plastic on that Davenport. 877-794-1973.
What is a Davenport?
It's no BS on the game.
I ain't the worst that you've seen. Can't you see what I mean?
Miss an hour of no BS?
Honestly, Billy, I don't think you'd miss it.
You can find all of the shows in podcast form. Just search No BS on the iHeartRadio app.
Now, a year in rock spotlight, 1968.
California's Creedence Clearwater Revival released their debut LP, which contains the number 11 single, Susie Q. And in August, American band Tommy James and the Shondells have a number 1 hit in the UK with Moni Moni. It goes to number 8 in the US. And the Doors have their first number 1 album and their second and last number 1 single with Hello, I Love You.
When she moves, my brain screams out this song.
In November of 68, Van Morrison releases his second solo album, Astral Weeks, and Joe Cocker has a UK number 1 with his cover of the Beatles with A Little Help from My Friends. And in December, Motown holds the top spot with number 1 hits from Marvin Gaye, I Heard It Through the Grapevine, and the Supremes with Love Child. The Beatles released their first single on their own Apple label, Hey Jude, back with Revolution. The over 7-minute song went to number 1 in the US and the UK.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from 1968. Coming up. Now, a year in rock spotlight, 1975.
In June of 75, the Bee Gees released the LP Main Course, featuring a more dance-oriented sound, and delivered 3 hit singles, including the number 1 Jive Talkin'. In July, Fleetwood Mac shake things up. They add Americans Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks to the lineup and have a number 1 album. And Wings released the album Venus and Mars, which goes to number 1. Their U.S. tour features Paul McCartney's first live appearance in the U.S. since 1966.
Love is fine for all we know. For all we know, our love will grow. That's what the man said. So won't you listen to what the man said? He said.
In August of 75, the Eagles' 4th album goes to number 1 and has 3 top 5 singles, including the number 1 title track, One of These Nights. And the boss, Bruce Springsteen, is featured on the cover of Time magazine, and Born to Run becomes his breakthrough album, reaching number 3 in the U.S.
Come on with me, chance like us. Baby, we were born to
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from 1975. Coming up. Now, a year in rock spotlight, 1974.
all the band on the run. Band on the run.
In January of 1974, the top-selling album of the year is released, Paul McCartney and Wings, Band on the Run. Bob Dylan, backed by the band, has his first number 1 album with Planet Waves. In February, Jersey City's Kool and the Gang have a top 5 hit with Jungle Boogie. New York City's Kiss released their debut, which sells 75,000 copies without a hit single.
Everybody says she's looking good. And the lady knows it's understood.
In March of 74, Canadian band Rush released their debut album, Get a New Drummer, and go on their first U.S. tour. David Essex has the first of many top 10 hits in the UK and his only U.S. hit with the single Rock On, which goes to number 5. And Steely Dan hit the top 5 with the single Ricky Don't Lose That Number, and have a top 10 album too with Pretzel Logic.
Ricky, don't lose that number. It's the only one you want. You might use
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from 1974. Coming up.
We call it Wagertainment.
All right, place your bets. Place your bets.
VSiN, every night at 6. Presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet above the rest on Fox Sports 920.
iHeartRadio is the easy-to-use app for music and radio. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with Sir Elton John to reflect on how radio can ignite the imagination.
You know, I grew up in an era, and I'm so grateful, after the war, the Second World War, where radio and records were primary source of music. But for me, listening to a play or listening to the radio and hear someone talk and reading a story, you had to use your imagination, like you do when you read a book. You read a novel and you read a story and you imagine what's going on. And your imagination is the most valuable asset you will possibly have.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more Elton John and all your favorite artists.
You're watching the NBA on NBC. The NBA on NBC is brought to you by the full line of new 1997 cars from Mitsubishi, built for living. By Nike, who encourages you to participate in the lives of America's youth.
Yes!
And by
You
Visa,
should!
it's everywhere you want to be.
Oh my gosh. I could just listen to him read these.
That is beautiful, beautiful stuff as the NBA on NBC brings us back here on the show. The NBA on NBC will be inside Milwaukee and inside Fiserv Forum
Pretty
tonight.
cool, man.
As the Bucks are taking on the New York Knicks on NBC. It'll be an awesome night to be able to have. And Armin, I like that this is 30 years of a dream coming true for you.
Yes, as Marv Albert would say.
That's a pretty solid one.
Marv. Wow. A host of subplots, Marv, as we go into this game. Of course, the rumors of Giannis going to the Knicks. You know, that's the way they would probably dress up this game.
This is definitely going to get a lot of,
Yeah.
we actually thought Giannis was going to be coming here with the Knicks.
Thing is, guys, and we know, and it's hard for someone like me to admit, who's been a long non-truther of the Giannis rumors, but it did feel as real as it's felt, at least ever this summer, when there was the idea that he might leave, that New York might have been the one option for a trade. So, yeah, that's going to be a host of subplots indeed, and that is one of them. But at its core, this is a 2-1 Bucks team that I think started pretty well, Billy. That's shown a lot of, a lot of potential, a lot of excitement. Almost came all the way back to take down the Cavs, who is a lot of people's favorite to win the East, as well as the Knicks. So it's going to be pretty interesting. But yes, the dreams 30 years in the making of somebody who always wanted to see the Bucks play NBA and NBC when he was a kid, but always had the Bulls, the Knicks, and all the other exciting teams back in the day.
Not nearly as much fun. Not nearly as much fun. But tonight on NBC, it'll be the Bucks as a slight, modest underdog against the New York Knicks. You mentioned it. New York is understandably and probably justifiably the favorite to win the Eastern Conference after last year. Now the Bucks, to start out the calendar, get a couple of buys when you get the Wizards and Raptors. Those are nice deals.
Nice little soft landings this season.
Toronto's frisky.
Yeah, they aren't that
They were
bad.
legit trying to tank last year, and our guy Darko, our favorite coach there for Toronto.
This is wrong.
This is shame.
This is shame.
Shame
this
on
is
NBA.
absolute wrong. Shame. This is cheating. This is shame.
You tell us. We not show up next time. All right.
Darko's coaching in the NBA. Darko Milicic.
Not that
No,
Darko.
not Darko.
This is a different.
Better
Darko.
Better Darko.
This is Darko Rajakovic, I believe.
Yes,
If I know my Slavic names, Rajakovic.
And he is one of the coolest sound bites in the NBA, especially when his team loses to the Los Angeles Lakers, and he feels like the NBA cheated him.
This is absolute shame.
This is shame. We have Scotty Barnes. He's all NBA player. All NBA. And he gets no call.
I feel like I have enough.
No call.
I feel like I have enough Serbian and Croatian friends to be able to perfect the accent.
You do have a pretty solid one on that.
My man, one of my neighbors in one of the condos, my man Radko is always talking to me about, he's Serbian. And he's like, I'm going to get Jokic on your show, man. I'm going to get Jokic on your show. I'm like,
great.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for that, buddy. I'm sure. But yes, Darko Rajakovic, I believe. This is shame. Yeah. So he's got him playing pretty hard, Billy, I would say. Wouldn't you say about Toronto? I mean, is that wrong is that too early to say that he's got him playing hard?
He's pretty solid. Buddy, that computer queued up again?
Give me 3 seconds.
Yeah, oh, you got the bite. Oh, yeah, we got
Go
that
for
one.
it.
I think you're going to want to hear this.
3 free throws in that fourth quarter. What could you do?
Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Doug.
Thank you.
That's outrageous. What happened tonight? This is completely BS. This is shame. Shame for the referees. Shame for the league to allow this. 23 free throws for them, and we get 2 free throws in the fourth quarter.
Oh wow!
Like how to play the game. I understand respect for all stars and all that, but we have star players on our team as well. How's possible that Scotty Barnes, who is all-star caliber player in this league, he goes every single time to the rim with force and trying to get to the rim without flopping and not trying to get foul calls. He gets 2 free throws for a whole game. How's that possible? How are you going to explain that to me? They had to win tonight? If that's the case, just let us know so we don't show up for the game. Just give them a win. But that was not fair tonight. And this is not happening first time for us. Scotty Barnes is going to be all-star. He's going to be the face of this league. And what's happening over here during whole season, I've been holding it back. It's a complete crap.
It's a complete crap.
It's one of the greatest,
complete crap.
one of the best rants, and I don't mean this to sensationalize it.
Sure,
that's one of the best rants of all time.
No, it is. It absolutely
because
is.
you can also play the entire minute and 7 seconds of it and not have to worry about hitting a dump button.
No, he's not going to swear.
That man was as composed as possible. He let himself slide there with the BS. That's as far as I'm going to go. This is an absolute Travis Shamockery as to what on earth we just watched here tonight.
And if English is not your first language, you're probably not going to swear. You know,
dude, he was awesome.
That's awesome. And let's give him credit. Scotty Barnes was an all-star in 23, 24, right?
Yeah.
Let's give him credit. I don't think he's the face of the league, though.
Not yet.
But he's a good young player.
Good young
Scotty Barnes is a really good player. Yeah. Good young player. I just love how passionate he was. Hey, look, maybe Darko knew about some of these poker games before. Maybe he knew what was going on. Maybe he knew what was going on.
Whoa.
He's like, well, what's going on here? This is wrong. He felt like he thought something shady.
You're gonna have to figure out if Terry Rozier was on that other team or if David Jones was on the other bench. Maybe
right.
There's a little something to it. But the Knicks are a very, very strong outfit. The Bucks come in here, though, as I mentioned, with 2 rather easier wins that you look at the schedule and feel like, all right, sweet. You warm up for the top 2 teams in the Eastern Conference. You get them on 2 out of 3 nights where you go to Cleveland. You're down 18 at one particular point, battle yourself back, get yourself back into the count, and then end up still losing it late. But Giannis goes for 40, 14, and 9. You're going to win a hell of a lot of games that Giannis is putting up a stat line like that. And I'm very, very excited to be able to see it. Our friend Dan also mentioning on the YouTube chat, I'm just glad I actually get to watch the Bucks play tonight because the Bucks are usually on a channel that I can't get.
See, you're speaking my language. I feel seen. See, I grew up without cable, man, until like high school, and that's why I wanted them on national TV so bad. So I could actually, watch them. Not that I didn't want to listen to Ted all the time, which I did in my bedroom, under the covers when I was supposed to be in bed listening to Ted Davis call the Bucks game. But yeah, it's pretty cool. They're going to be on the big network and they're going to be on and everything like that. So
in a world that nothing isn't national TV,
that's a good point.
You're big on this during college basketball.
Everything's like my Marquette friends would always complain that they didn't get enough national TV games. And I was like, guys, everything's national TV now. It streams.
National TV, though, and broadcast television, still 2 vastly different things.
They are.
And when I think of a national TV game, I think of a broadcast television game. So, like, for the NBA, as big of an NBA fan as I am and have been for a long, long time, I've had multiple people even ask us on this radio station, Billy, why do you like the NBA so much? Well, one, I like watching the best athletes play the game.
Okay.
Watching some of the best athletes in the world execute their toil. But I also, and maybe a younger individual as I am, I love the highlights. I love the access to it. But that access has generally been, as Adam Silver has even admitted, and they frankly like and lean into, they are a highlight league for streaming service, right? Yeah. Highlight league to be able to grab content for young viewers and young individuals to be able to get in access as much of the content as possible, even if they can't grab this game, that game, watch this one, that one. They don't have League Pass. They don't have FanDuel. Oh, wow, I'm blacked out in 4 different markets because I live in Iowa and there's no NBA team, but apparently I can't watch any NBA team. So there's something to the NBA in the early portion of their season again being on broadcast television. I know they get the Saturday night game on ABC. Sorry, I think in the middle of March, I don't know that anybody's really sitting down, even if it's Lakers Celtics and LeBron's going up against Tatum like last year in a phenomenal matchup. I don't know that a whole lot of people are watching that game. This one on an actual broadcast signal, there's a certain amount of people that are actually going to watch some of the NBA Army because they can actually get it. And I think that's an understated thing for how big and how massive the NBA broadcast rights are and have been. And the ones that they just signed, this is a big part of it for them is to get back on broadcast seemingly every single week.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a monster thing, Billy, and it's part of it. Helps you become part of the collective consciousness, even still for a segment of a population that it's a segmented thing now. You can get any game because you can stream it, but not everyone streams, not everyone's on those apps, and it becomes a segmented thing. So yeah, that's absolutely true, Billy. So that adds to the excitement tonight, and we'll see what they can do against these Knicks, who a lot of people like as a contender in the East, even with the coaching change. Mike Brown, who was brought in there to win a title, that's the role now. The inside the NBA guys, speaking of broadcast changes and network changes, we're debating the Eastern Conference and who will be the contenders because it is wide open. And Charles likes as a dark horse to say, hey, the Bucks can still win the East.
Come on, Chuck.
So I appreciate.
He also has said though that the New York Knicks are going to win the East.
He said the Knicks as well was his pick, and Shaq was clowning him for it, saying, how could you trust them?
You crazy.
Crazy. Give me my money. Give me my money. And he was going to bet against the Knicks.
Ernie, put that on the board. Ernie, you got to be kidding me. He's taking the Knicks. Ernie.
You like that show being on
chance.
ESPN? It's been pretty good, right?
Oh, yeah. I've been watching the heck out of it.
It's been pretty good. So
also do appreciate, and this is going to be again, young side. It just said the Clips. Doing a good job is the 4-letter network on the Clips because you're getting that thing in very segmented doses. I would love to know how much they spent to get that from TNT or how much they acquired it for in the trade. Like to know what the trade was. I would assume there was value and money traded. I'd like to know how much they traded it for. But they're getting their money's worth, and they're getting a lot of attention to it. 877-794-1973 on the YouTube streamer. Says, what up, No BS fam? Good morning to all of you on the game. 1070 the game in Madison. Waking up with us on the Score in Appleton, Oshkosh, as well as up in Rhinelander in the Northwoods. It's a little chilly here. It's a lot colder up in Rhinelander, but we are going to be coming to your city in Geezerpalooza. I'm also going to be going to Rhinelander.
Yeah.
Just found out.
Oh, really?
Next year. This time, friend of mine getting married in the fall.
Oh, they're going to need a year to prepare for you, baby. Let's go.
A year for me to prepare for a fall wedding in Rhinelander.
In Rhinelander. It's going to be beautiful. And for a man who has admitted on this air today that he's now getting older and loving those sunrises, you are going to be at Hodag Park taking sunrises in Rhinelander, Wisconsin.
I might be there at 5 a.m.
You're going to be up in Oneida County, all over Oneida County.
Oh, my God.
So let's go, baby.
I might get that bird watching AI house that you talked about yesterday.
I want that. In fact, I've been researching a lot of these bird feeders that have the AI recognition. There's a lot of options.
You dropping hints for your Christmas list?
I finally have an idea of what I want. The problem is it's a little overwhelming. There's so many options on Amazon of AI bird feeders with photo recognition technology.
I'm actually stunned, and I mean that without sarcasm. That there's that many different AI bird watching birdhouses, but I'm glad there are.
I mean,
I know you're going to find the right one.
You can't tell me when you get that alert and you get that notification on your phone that there's an absolutely electric feeling to know that there's your bird feeder, and we're going to tell you right now what is it a horn screamer? Is it a
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think
a
of
horn screamer.
I'm just thinking of funny names.
877-794-1973. Someone say a blue-haired hen. We're going to get back on the other side of a quick timeout. That's Armin Sari, and I'm Billy Schmidt. It's No BS on the game.
I want to tell you about my new obsession, Daisy French onion dip. Armin here. One of my guilty pleasures during football season and bird watching season is eating dips with chips while looking for an oriole or a robin to come up to the nest, right? Wings and veggies while watching the big game and the birds outside. And now Daisy came out with a delicious Daisy French onion dip and Daisy Ranch dip, and these are game changers. These are as delicious as homemade dips, and they're made with real herbs and spices and other ingredients you find in your own kitchen. So give Daisy French onion dip a try. Look for Daisy French onion dip at a grocery store near you.
Stay tuned.
You do like to grab attention.
No BS. We'll be back in just a moment. our favorite four-letter word. Free. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
iHeartRadio. Here are the top Elton John songs that you've thumbed up. Number 3, Tiny Dancer.
Hold me closer, tiny dancer. Count the headlights on the highway. Baby, darling, she's so landing.
Number 2, Rocket Man.
Papa, man, they think I am at home. Oh, no, no, no. I'm a rocket man, burning out the fuse out every home.
Number 1, Benny and the Jets.
You gotta let me cruise. I'm more than food. You know I'm better than a magazine. No. Benny and the Jets.
Hear more from Elton John and similar artists now. Search for Elton John on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
Now, a year in rock spotlight from 1977.
In February of 77, 60s band leader Manfred Mann has a new band and scores a U.S. #1 hit with a cover of Bruce Springsteen's song Blinded by the Light. In March, Foreigner released their debut album. It goes to number 4 in the U.S., driven by 2 top 10 singles, Cold as Ice and Feels Like the First Time. Philadelphia blue-eyed soul duo Hall & Oates have their first U.S. #1 with Rich Girl from their 5th album, Bigger Than the Both of Us. Fleetwood Mac's album Rumors is released. It's their second #1 album in a row in the U.S., dominating the charts at #1 for 31 weeks. It spawns 4 top 10 singles, including the #1 Dreams.
When the rain washes you clean, you know.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from 1977. Coming up. Now, a year in rock spotlight. 1971.
The Doors released their 6th and final studio album, L.A. Woman, while Paul McCartney releases his 2nd solo album, Ram, which goes to #1 UK and #2 US. The album includes several jibes at John Lennon and the #1 single, Uncle Albert Admiral Halsey. In May of 71, soul singer Marvin Gaye releases his concept album, What's Going On, and has 3 top 10 singles. And Rod Stewart's 3rd solo album goes #1 and has a #1 single, Maggie May.
Maggie, I wish I'd never seen your face.
In July of 71, The Who releases Who's Next. It tops the charts in the UK and goes to #4 in the US.
Teenage wasteland, teenage wasteland.
The Allman Brothers released their breakthrough live double album at Fillmore East. And in August, the concert for Bangladesh, organized by George Harrison and Ravi Shankar, is held in New York City. In addition to the organizers, Eric Clapton, Bob Dylan, Badfinger, Leon Russell, and Billy Preston appear.
Feel my guitar gently.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from 1971. Coming up.
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with Daryl Hall as he flashes back to give us some insight on the Private Eyes video from back in the day.
So we're up there, and I'm looking at this stupid video, and they have us jumping around with these stupid suits on. And I thought it was a joke. I thought the whole thing was a joke. And then all I could think of was, I got to get up in the morning, and about 2 hours sleep, and I got to go to Cincinnati. That's what I was thinking of. If you look at me singing in Private Eyes, that's what was going on in my head. And the other thing I can tell you about that video is that T-Bone Walk was the first video that he had ever done. And he said, what do I do? What do I do? I said, you be the guy that just stands there and doesn't do anything. And so if you look at that video, you'll just see T-Bone going like this. That's what I told him to do.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more Daryl Hall and all your favorite artists.
Letty bringing us back with some Disco Inferno. This guy is an absolute master on the mixer. Phenomenal job as he brings us back here. And you're with us at 877-794-1973. That's where Red Hot Tim Knott fired in a message to us and said, I remember a month or two ago when I said Armin was middle-aged and he lost it. Bro, you're looking up bird feeders now. Grandpa, sorry.
No, I've embraced it more. Who was that? Red Hot Tim Knott. I've embraced it more now, the reality of what I am. And you remember a month or two ago, listen, Red Hot. A lot's happened in the last month or two. A lot. All right. A lot's happened. A lot's changed. All right. So we're just trying to roll with the punches in that sense. And the memory of all the things. Yeah. So maybe I have a different perspective now than I did.
But I would say this, sorry. I would disagree with the fact that you just now are looking at bird feeders.
No. This has been a thing for me. It's been a thing for me ever since. Well, I think partly,
when this AI bird feeder craze came into existence, you were on it.
That's when I already realized I could just take it to the next level. We're
talking about a guy that has an app where he can identify whatever plane is flying over him and know where that plane is going.
Oh yeah, and my dad was always kind of into birds, like a bird watcher, but he had the book, old school, and I'm like, this is pretty cool. And then I remember talking to Tom Haudricourt, who used to. Remember Tom Haudricourt, the Brewers scribe?
Dude, yeah. Remember it very
He would always talk about putting up oranges and grape jelly for the Orioles to attract the Orioles to come in his backyard during the spring when the Orioles would fly north.
Sure.
I'm like, this is pretty wild to think, an Oriole.
That's what sparked your
little stuff like that.
Sparked your flame of bird watching.
It's been a long time. I mean, we were in the old R&W studio. We were in the old game studio. And they had the window to the outside. And I remember there were some Blue Jays out there on the pine tree.
Wow.
And Blue Jays are like kind of bullies with birds.
Oh, they're rude.
Yeah, they're bullies in the blocks, man. They
would be the beta fish of birds.
They flush out every other bird. They kind of take control. They're like the mafia of birds,
Oh, wow. Oh, so they're all in the family.
They eat like full
They're
peanuts
running illegal
with the shell. Yeah, they're wild. So you don't really want too many Blue Jays because they make noise and stuff like. But yeah, so it's been a while for me. I mean, this isn't the first time. Like, come on. And more, I do my long walks, Billy. I've been doing walks for a while. You see these things on walks.
Yeah.
You see birds like, is that a cardinal? That was kind of cool. So
you don't like Blue Jays because they make too much noise?
I don't mind blue. I mean, it's cool to see a Blue Jay in the wild, but after a while, you'd get annoyed. If there were Blue Jays in your backyard all day, you'd probably get annoyed with it. They make all this noise, and they have a lineup that hits home runs. And
I was going to say they slug a little bit more than we think,
which is kind of cool. Now
they have this pudgy catcher that hit a 3-run shot last night.
I was thinking about the game last night. I was thinking about Freddie Freeman, and I was thinking, how would you feel if you're a Braves fan right now, right? But then I realized it's kind of how Brewers fans felt in '93 when Molitor left the Brewers to go to the Blue Jays.
Sure.
Went to the World Series, became World Series MVP, had an amazing year, and had to watch him live the dream that you wanted him to live as a Brewer all those years,
Well, now, correct me if I'm wrong, and this would be the only reason why I think it might be somewhat palatable for Braves fans watching Freddie and be able to have a little bit of happiness in his success because he won one with you.
That's a good point.
If they wouldn't have done it in 21,
right,
then I would be all there with you. Like, man, that's got to be one of the most painful things to witness.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a good list of the most painful watches for a sports fan, like a sports fan base. Man, Baker Mayfield's got to be a tough watch for Browns fans.
Got to be.
Yeah. That's got to be a tough watch for Browns fans.
What the Browns are dealing with right now offensively, seeing what Baker Mayfield can do, when you had that guy that could have been, he was doing the progressive commercials, all these
He won
things.
A playoff game for them in Pittsburgh.
It makes you wonder.
He set the rookie touchdown record.
Like teams are giving up on players like that early. It makes you wonder if people are going to start second guessing. But you're right. I mean, imagine being a Browns fan looking at that.
Watching a number of different quarterbacks if you're the New York Jets. But I mean, most importantly, probably Sam Darnold's a tough watch if you're a Jets fan. I don't know that there'd be much tougher of a watch there for Freddie Freeman in Atlanta. But it would be so much harder if they wouldn't have won a title. Somewhat reminiscent, Armin. I would compare it to what Bucks fans would probably be going through, as we just mentioned the conversation about Giannis. Dan said Bucks need to beat up the Knicks. 106-70 is his score prediction for tonight. I would like that, but beat the hell out of them for trying to trade for Giannis. They say thank you. We appreciate your interest in our basketball team. That's the other one where you can choose a number of different avenues to react to the continual conversation about Giannis's availability. I think you can look at it as one, as a Bucks fan, of saying, damn, you got a guy in the NBA that everybody wants. There was a long time in the NBA where you had a lot of guys that nobody
wanted. I saw someone put Frank Kwiatkowski's name on the text line.
There was a spot in time, a time and place where the Bucks starting five.
Yes.
It was debatable if any of the five would start on any other team in the NBA.
Oh yeah, Billy. There was a night when Keon Dooling had I love this example.
Rude of you to continue to go back at Keon Dooling, one of the sweetest men of all time. But I get it.
Dude. But look, Samuel Dallenberg, go down the line. OJ Mayo was the marketable star back then.
He got a tribute video.
There were tough nights.
He got a tribute video?
Yeah.
Buddy, he got a tribute
They
video.
overdo with the tribute videos.
OJ Mayo was pretty special in that 94 games that he played.
Let me say it again.
Was he special?
The Bucks overdo tribute videos
it's
retiring
not
numbers.
It's not just the numbers. You're right. It's not just the Bucks. Well, every team does it. It's industry standard now to have these things. You know what I mean? That's my opinion. But you're right about the numbers.
Not in Dallas.
Well, yeah.
Out of your Micah Parsons.
Yeah,
you don't get one. You don't get one. You're not. What are you, Emmitt Smith?
No.
You're not. Emmitt Smith comes back. He gets a tribute video.
Yeah.
A man above the mill said Armin's been bird watching since his bench warming days. Now, Eddie, that's kind of rude.
No, he's right. A lot of time to sit and watch. Rita says birding with Armin. I subscribe to that channel. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that. I appreciate it. It's a good reminder, though, if you want to subscribe.
YouTube channel or an OnlyFans of birding with Armin?
Now that's what I need to do is a Patreon of birding or OnlyFans is probably.
I would probably go OnlyFans.
Probably not because I don't know.
Why?
I just think it has a different connotation. Everyone's when you say you have an OnlyFans, people are gonna assume one thing.
There's people out there doing cooking on OnlyFans.
They
might not have any clothes on, but they're cooking.
Well, see, that's the thing, and that's the thing.
I never said you were gonna be clothed while you were bird watching.
Listen, however you gotta make a living, right? I mean, no shame, no judgment.
Make money.
However you gotta make a living. Good reminder, though, you should be subscribing to our YouTube channel if you're watching us today.
Yes,
you can listen to us a number of ways. You can watch us on the YouTube X Facebook stream. But I like YouTube. It never misses. It never skips. It never has a problem. And if you subscribe to the channel, you get that notification when we go live, when D&D goes live, obviously, in Drew and KB. So make sure to smash that subscribe button. All right, what do we see here? What do we see?
Jason, the electrician, said, guys, good morning. My Ring cameras keep picking up my wife all the time. I say there's a blonde cougar walking around in the neighborhood.
Oh, yeah, that's a dad joke.
Had a baby, Jason.
Hey, let's go.
Had a baby, Jason.
I like that
And as
one.
long as you say that in the house, you're going to get credit for that. Right?
You are.
Or is that going to get looked upon and you just cut that out? Stop it.
Brian and DePere.
I liked it the first time.
Yeah. Brian's like, no, we don't do that anymore.
Brian and DePere. Blue Jays are known as the a-hole in the bird world. Beautiful birds with dominant natures. Yeah, I told you. Now Phil is chiming in with pictures. Now,
Please know I was not doubting your bird acumen and your Blue Jay stat.
Yeah.
In fact, I just wanted more content.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Ryan
I
and
just want more
Muskego.
information.
Yes. Brad Lohas. Yes. NBA Jam. We had Brad Lohas and Blue Edwards.
And instead, and listen, sadly, we won't have Ahmad Rashad interviewing Blue Edwards. Our friend Aaron in Carolina said that was important for his youth. Ahmad Rashad on the broadcast would be another great part.
He was funny. I liked him.
We got to find another NFL player that's going to broadcast NBA games. So we'll maybe do that into hour number 3. We'll fire in a parlay of the day. It's all coming up next on The Game.
Want to watch No BS?
We'll do anything it takes.
They're live on YouTube, Facebook, and X right now.
We have a place for it.
Just search 97.3 The Game.
Now, a year in rock spotlight, 1971.
February, 4 months after her death, Janis Joplin's album Pearl is released and goes to number 1. The single Me and Bobby McGee also tops the chart. Bill Withers hits number 3 with the single Ain't No Sunshine from his debut album produced by Booker T. Jones. In March of 71, Carole King releases her first solo album and scores 2 number 1 singles, I Feel the Earth Move and It's Too Late. And UK progressive rockers Jethro Tull have a top 10 album on both sides of the Atlantic with Aqualung.
Running down his nose. Greasy fingers smearing shabby clothes. Hey, Aqualung.
In April, the Temptations topped the charts with Just My Imagination, their third number one and their 13th top 10 single. Three Dog Night have their second number one single with Joy to the World. And the Rolling Stones album Sticky Fingers is released, including the number one single Brown Sugar.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from 1971. Coming up. Now, a year in rock spotlight. 1970.
Don't keep me waiting here. Lead me to
The Beatles released the Phil Spector-produced album Let It Be. It generates 3 number one hits, Get Back, Let It Be, and their final number one, The Long and Winding Road. The Kinks song Lola, about a romantic encounter with a transvestite, makes number 2 UK and number 9 US. In July, the Stooges released their second album on Elektra Records, Fun House, and British band Mungo Jerry are number 1 in the UK, number 3 in the US with the single In the Summertime.
have a drink, have a drive. Go out and see what you can find.
In August, Eric Clapton releases his first solo album and scores a top 20 hit with his cover of J.J. Cale's After Midnight. Neil Diamond scores his first number one with Cracklin' Rosie. September of 1970, Neil Young has a top 10 album with After the Gold Rush. War, an anti-war protest song by Edwin Starr, tops the charts.
What is it good for? You tell me. Say it.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from 1970. Coming up. Now, a year in rock spotlight, 1978.
In January of 1978, the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack is released featuring the music of the Bee Gees. It hits number one in the U.S. for more than 6 months. An amazing 18 weeks at number one in the UK, it becomes the best-selling soundtrack album of all time. In February of 78, Pasadena, California hard rock band Van Halen released their self-titled debut album. It hits number 19 on the charts. Their cover of The Kinks' You Really Got Me cracks the top 40 at number 36. In March, the Patti Smith Group released their third album, Easter. It goes to number 20. Their single, Because the Night, goes to number 13. It was co-written with Bruce Springsteen. In May of 78, Detroit rock singer Bob Seger releases his 10th album, Stranger in Town. It goes to number 4 in the U.S., yielding 3 top 20 singles, including Still the Same, which also goes to number 4.
Are you still the same?
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from 1978. Coming up.
Classic Cuts.
Steppenwolf's 1968 road anthem, Born to Be Wild, didn't spring full-blown out of nowhere. It wasn't even written by a member of the band. But there was a connection to the group, as singer John Kay explains.
It was written by Mars Bonfire, a fellow who had been a guitarist in another band that preceded Steppenwolf in a sense, that I'd also been a member of, the Sparrow. When the Sparrow went its separate ways, I then asked the Sparrow drummer and organist to join me and 2 other fellows in LA to form Steppenwolf. Mars had written this tune for one of his solo projects, and he brought it to his brother, Jerry, our drummer, and we liked it well enough. We worked up our own arrangement of it.
Born to be wild. Born to be wild.
WRNW Milwaukee, available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. 97.3 The Game, an iHeartRadio station.
All right, we're good.
We're good. No BS on the game. 1070 the game. Good morning in Madison, across the state of Wisconsin. Good morning, Rhinelander. Good morning worldwide on YouTube and X. You can be watching us here. Now, this is not an AI-generated broadcast of us like Armin's bird watching cam that's potentially going to be coming to the new house.
Or Jim Fagan, which was the NBA and NBC voiceover guy that we talked about earlier.
Yes.
His voice is AI generated now because he passed, unfortunately. Rest in peace. The camera is an AI species identifier. They're not fake AI pictures of birds. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I want to make sure you're clear. I'm not running from the grind. I don't duck the smoke. This isn't like a fake.
Please no. Please no. The last thing I want to have you think I'm doing on this radio show is questioning your bird watching accuracy.
I also don't know
ability.
if
grind.
I don't want us to get to the angle of are birds real? You know, people think birds aren't real.
I've seen them dead. They're real.
Yeah.
There's no robot.
Well, you know the whole thing. People
insides.
think birds are mechanical. Billy, I know you've kind of wondered that.
Okay, Billy. Feel free.
There's sacrificial lambs out there, Letty.
Oh.
Yeah, our birds
So
real?
one in every what is a robot?
Listen, you can't. You think that I'm just going to tell you all of the secrets right now on a broadcast? Yeah, good one, guy.
Save that for a sponsored podcast.
On a terrestrial radio signal, that's going to get out to everybody because they definitely want people knowing about those things.
Shout out to my man Benny and Merton here on the NicoleLaw.com talking text line. By the way, 877-794-1973. You can text or call in anytime. You want to get in on the action, in on the conversation. Benny and Merton wants to remind me and everybody, I'll just do it. Merton Feed Company. Now, Benny runs the feed company. He's been raising chickens. He's been doing all that
Benny's
stuff.
Benny's a good guy.
You've hung out with Benny.
Yes.
He's a really good dude. And because I always joke about having chickens in the backyard and like eggs and the price of eggs.
Kind of disparaging, almost to the point where you're kind of mocking it. And Benny's like, "Listen, I think I can help you out.
Benny's
I want you to have chickens, and I want you to be watching birds."
And then he lets us know. He sends pictures when he got the new chicks in for the new chickens
Yes,
and stuff
hey,
like that.
It's available for you. They're great with kids.
Couple Rhode Island Reds, maybe. That's a species of egg-laying chicken, I believe, if I'm not incorrect. So Merton Feed Company. Maybe I got a sponsor for the bird watching podcast. That's now we got something
I think
going.
that's an absolute winner.
Yeah.
And I'm just sadly not going to be a part of it.
That's what
I
they've been
wish I could be.
That's what they've been talking about on the other side of the building for the last year, huh? Building relationships. I figured it out finally.
That's true.
Yes.
Flip this around.
Did it.
How do we change it around? Bird watching.
Just
podcast,
wants to remind you,
whatever.
they make their seed fresh. That's why a lot of people come from Milwaukee to Merton to get.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
I would never question the veracity of your feed, Benny. The quality of your feed.
No chance.
No.
Nor would I question the wide openness of the NFC. Last night, we talked a lot about the baseball game, and understandably so. It's an all-time classic. Second longest game in World Series history. Your boy may have misspoken.
So what was the longest then?
Game 3 of 2018 in terms of time elapsed. 7 hours and 20 minutes, game 3 of 2018's World Series against the Astros. Also at Dodger Stadium. Last night was, I think, just shy of 6 hours and 40 minutes.
Thank you, pitch clock.
They were both
Red Sox. Did you say Astros? Was it Red Sox in 2018? Am I crazy? Maybe I'm crazy. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to break your train of
right.
thought. I
No,
just
you're
wanted
right.
to make
Yes,
sure.
you're right. No, it was the Red Sox.
Red
Yes.
Sox.
2017
the Astros
was
year before.
The Astros.
Yep,
Yes.
you got it.
So game 3 of the 2018 World Series was the longest game ever played, but it was at Dodger Stadium. Red Sox and Dodgers. Thank you for the correction. Both were 18 innings though. Last night, however, finishes with Freddie Freeman walk-off home run. Nice that Freddie Freeman finally gets his playoff moment.
Yeah, that is nice. I mean, he can finally have something to share for the kids, for the grandkids.
I really wish I could hate him.
For his aunt that's on The Bachelor.
I really wish I could dislike Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, it's hard to.
There's a lot of individuals that I've wanted to dislike in pro sports.
He's one
Freddie
of them.
Freeman right near the top of the list.
Kirk Cousins is another one for me.
Right
It's
near
hard.
the top
Yeah.
of the list. But he is a difficult guy to dislike, especially when you hear the story that he has gone through, and his family has very publicly battled a lot of health issues with his kid, and his mom passes away at a young age, and his dad, his relationship with his pops is there celebrating with him. Last night, he says the Little League Park, and at least I can cling on to that, but I don't know. We get the one Little League Park in Major League Baseball. That's kind of cool.
That's actually,
I actually think it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then you hit a home run against us in said Little League Park that breaks our souls in game 1. man, I really wish I could hate him, but there's a lot of respect for that Hall of Famer. There's a lot of them on that Dodgers team.
He's been incredible. And the thing is, I do kind of latch on to the Little League Stadium moment he said that to try and find something.
To take as much umbrage in it as possible.
They do have a lot of those guys that are like pretty nice guys. Like there's no Manny Machados. There aren't even like, if you didn't like Manny Ramirez, there's not that many, like even a Yasiel Puig type villain on this team. We joke about how Shohei is like the super nice guy.
Oh my God.
Mookie Betts bowls 300s.
Dude, and
I felt bad for Mookie when he had the unidentified illness that caused him to lose weight in the offseason. He was really struggling. They're a bunch of nice guys. I don't know what else to say.
Shohei tips the cap like to the opposing dugout every single night.
Reminds me like the Little League World Series.
It's one of the coolest things ever. And again, I really wish I could dislike and hate that team as much as possible. I guess I hate the situation, right? Like I hate the fact that they can outspend everybody in baseball.
That's,
I guess, the hateable part of their team. But the individual players on the roster, listen, I don't hate anybody for cashing a 9-figure check.
Hard to resent.
Congratulations,
them. Yeah.
Tyler Glass. Now that they're going to pay you $100 million. I don't hate you for it. Maybe I hate the guy that's signing the check.
Sure.
Andrew Friedman. I guess I finally know what that guy looks like after they go to the World Series and they're interviewing him during the champagne shower. That's the guy that I guess I would dislike. Is it Mark Walter is the owner?
Well, the Guggenheim Group, right?
The guy that now also bought the Lakers for $10 billion.
Yeah.
I hate him.
It's just crazy.
It's hard to dislike a lot of guys on that roster, even though what should be a very hateable dynasty, I struggle to hate the individual actors in the entire scene.
Yeah, there's no arrogant type of guys. There's no cocky guys. There's no, at least it doesn't feel that way.
Freddie would be the biggest one. Armin, I saw a video that they posted, or somebody posted, one of these, little Mike Energy guys interviewing and asking questions of who on the team is the most expensive night to go to dinner, or whatever it was, and everyone answers Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman, he's a wine guy, Freddie.
Okay.
The camera turns to Freddie, he goes, I think it's me. I like wine and nice things. And I'm like, that's kind of one of the funniest things I've ever seen. The openness, the honesty. Again, they're not as hateable as I wish they were, because what they are doing, Dave Roberts can be in the hateable category. When he says, let's win 4 more games and really ruin baseball.
Yeah.
That's BS.
Yeah, I guess
I don't like that.
Yeah,
I don't like that he can just chill back there with his Rolex on and not do a damn thing.
Right.
Have maybe the easiest job in all of baseball.
He's just chilling.
But I really wish I hated the 26 guys on the roster. Will Smith. Not the Miami Will Smith.
Not Fresh Prince.
Not I like girls. I like pretty girls.
Yes.
No, Will Smith's just fake pimping home runs. I think he's kind of cool.
Or pimping warning track shots.
Yeah. There's a lot of nice guys on that Dodger team. I really wish they were more hateable.
Yeah, and Dave Roberts, you mentioned it. What a luxury to be able to fill this lineup out and sit back with your jacket on, which I think still has.
He just chills out.
I think he's so unbothered. I'm pretty sure I saw a shot of him celebrating with the jacket on that had the size sticker on it still. I think I did.
You think he's taking it back?
I think the sticker's still on the jacket. I think he was so unbothered by what was going on. The sticker that said large or whatever it is. I don't think he's returning it. I don't think he has to, but he is just chilling back there. I mean, that's the reality of it. So
Hawkeye and Madison. Shohei let his interpreter take the fall for his gambling problem. Great guy. Hawkeye, I would love for that to be the case.
That's one thing we got. Maybe.
If the FBI comes out and exonerates my man, then we can go back to the Shohei actually let the interpreter take the fall. Sorry about it. I think there's a long list of time that the FBI doesn't mess around and get the wrong guy.
Well, yeah, we're finding that out very recently.
I think we're learning that a lot right now.
We're finding that out very recently.
Their hit percentage is pretty high, but I will, and Hawkeye can absolutely, they can clip this, hold this, and then when it comes back.
Please do, Hawkeye.
1,000% do. Because that retort is the only thing, like you're spot on, Armin. It's the only thing that we can grab to of hey, maybe he threw his best friend under the bus. Or maybe what they're alleging actually happened and his quote unquote best friend actually, I don't know, robbed him of $25 million.
And you know what, Billy? This is, and we were talking about it off air before the show, how incredulous we still are for this situation, Operation Roll Flush and the NBA and the crime families, and what would make somebody that makes so much money risk it. That's the ultimate example. If you're talking about a guy that has so much money, doesn't need to risk anything,
doubt.
Shohei's making more money than anybody, right? I
Mhm.
mean, don't even know what his net worth would be if you finally added everything up, what he's making in salary, endorsements, Japan, worldwide, US. Right? I mean, there's
Yeah, you're
no
spot on.
fathomable way this guy would want to take a chance
I'm
like
struggling I'm really, really struggling to figure it out how Terry Rozier finds $26 million and 200,000 still gets you off. Like that to me is a tough deal. That's when
Tough
you
deal.
know you have a serious problem. And people will throw this back as we endorse the Potawatomi Sportsbook. We're going to fire in a parlay of the day coming in here at some point. There is absolutely people across the country that have a gambling problem. 1-800-GAMBLER is a business for a real reason.
Absolutely, Billy.
And we do not endorse going above and beyond your means. Like that is 1000% against what we're talking about here. But
it's responsible.
It's responsible gambling.
Responsible.
But it's not kind of going away. There's also a time and place where, like, if you are that caught up in a situation, it doesn't matter the money. It doesn't matter how much you're actually getting out of it. It's, some would say, like our friend Tim on the X account said, it's not about the money. It's about the thrill of winning. It can also be about the fact that you're so caught up that you don't feel like you can ever get out. Like, so there's more to it than just he likes having $200,000 dropped off at his doorstep because he goes and performs an under in one of his games.
Sure, I get it. Yeah,
This has to be more to it.
It's more. There's more to it than that. It's more of a psychological type of thing, chemical thing in your brain. There's
Kenny
more.
and-
It's a deeper deal. I totally understand all that.
Kenny
yeah.
and Shaq had a good conversation about it on Inside the NBA, where Kenny Smith said, "This is a sad time because I'm saddened for people that you have a gambling problem. You think illogically. You don't think where we're all looking and saying, how on earth can you? How can this add up?
Right?
How can you need the $200,000 when you have a $26 million contract?" And Charles Barkley goes, "Kenny, you're pissing me off right now. You're pissing me off right now. I'm tired of this. You don't say they got a gambling problem. These dudes are stupid."
Mm-hmm.
That's what he said. He goes, "These guys are just stupid. We don't necessarily know. But there's somewhere the fact and the truth will probably lie somewhere in the middle, that there is a point where you don't believe you can get out. And there's a point where you don't believe there's an end goal to it. And it's a scary, scary situation. And 1000%, hopefully it's not the case with Shohei, because he's right now one of the.
I don't think it is.
I don't believe it is. And I more than anything,
Honestly.
Armin, I hope that it gets out of, I guess what I'm saying is, I hope it gets out of the thought process.
The consciousness of
and
it.
the
yeah.
conscious of
Yeah.
it, to like when you watch him, that somebody will still throw that one back. I don't think generally a whole lot of people
Right.
are.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. All right, Jonah in River Falls. Let's get this one in. About us saying the Dodgers are too nice to hate. Sounds like the victim's mentality this morning. Remember what they did to our record-breaking Brewer season? Yeah,
That's
they beat
fair,
us.
yes.
They beat us. But like I said during the series, it's hard to sit there and be like, you have sour grapes of a team that's so clearly better than you. I hate saying it. They're more, not that we couldn't win, but they were more talented than us. They were better than us. It's like if
they were better on all 4 days by a wide margin.
It's like I made the reference. Yeah. If I was painting on the street as an amateur painter on Layton Avenue and like Rembrandt came up next to me and outpainted me, am I going to get mad about that? Like, am I going to boo Rembrandt and Picasso? Like, it's very hard to get salty about it in that moment, understanding the reality of what it is. Doesn't mean you're still not upset about it. You want to be the best.
100%.
You want to win. You want to overtake that. You want to have your moment in the sun where you outpaint Rembrandt that day. But you have to know the reality of what it was. At least it was easy to understand when you got swept like that and got.
That's
got
the part
clapped.
of it, Armin. This one, a lot easier to watch than 2018. World
18,
Series.
you had a chance, right? It's game 7, right? Yelich,
In your own park.
You're in your own park.
A lead
Yelich
in
has a
game
homer.
7.
I mean, you have dreams. You have hopes that are tangible in that moment.
It's really truly your cookie theory of how close it was.
That's exactly what it is.
And I was thinking about it last night because you and I like to discuss finances quite often, and one thing that we like to joke about is the value of $1.
Yeah.
Now, last night's a hell of a value for your World Series ticket. You got 2 World Series games for the price of 1.
You get 18 innings worth of games.
But
right?
if you are
worth of ball,
if you're a Blue Jays fan at that game last night, that's a heck of a different price that you paid than, I mean, obviously the money is different, but the result of you're one of the Brewers fans that packed American Family Field at game 2. Or sure, you had that solo shot by Jackson Churio. That was an awesome moment.
Yeah.
And then it was
about it.
Yamamoto just sitting you down, lining them up, sitting them down. I think 21 consecutive to close the game.
Yeah, like Pete Weber hitting spares, man. Easy.
It's just done. And to not be able to enjoy that, similarly to last night, that's a different value you have. A lot easier to sulk in and wallow in your pity if you watch an all-time classic like that one than when you just get sat down. And I'm right there with you. It's hard for me to get that anger and venom right now because they're better than you all 4 games.
Yeah, better. That's just what it is. Yeah.
Just makes you wonder if Bryce Terang gets hit by that pitch or he is able to connect on that next one. That momentum of that bottom of the ninth might have been something, but it was just over.
So true, Luddy. And I would have felt that way if we lost to the Cubs in Game 5 about Jake Bauers at bat in Game 3.
Right.
So you're absolutely right. You wonder about one moment that can impact. That's why I always say you never know what's going to happen. Like, even though clearly they were a better team, you still could have found a way to overcome. Things could have happened. You could have beat the odds. Yeah, Bryce Terang has a moment there. Who knows how the ripple effect in the water.
If you're up 1-0, Freddie Peralta on the bump Game 2,
it's hard.
You're feeling really good.
It's hard to believe that things couldn't be a little different. You might still lose the series. You probably still likely lose the series.
Well, I'll tell you this. You absolutely lose the series if you still have Andrew Vaughn have an 0 on the batting average. Yelich hit 0.67 during the series.
Nobody hit, man.
And your top 4 hitters, I think the highest batting average in the series was a 200.
And
you're losing all of the series at that point.
You see the value of power. The Jays can give themselves a chance to win, and they have so far in the series because of power. They're down 2-1, but they could have won last night. They did win Game 1.
I was around Murph a lot this season, and that was the most I ever saw him deflated was when he was asked about Bryce possibly wearing that pitch. He kind of paused for about 5 seconds and was going to say something, then didn't. And it was just like, wow, even he was deflated in that moment.
Could have been your chance.
Right. Big shot at it, 877-794-1973. Luddy's on the other side of the glass. You'll talk to him at 877-794-1973 before you jump onto the radio show. Armasarian enjoying a Glazer here this morning.
Getting a Glazer.
I have one too.
You fueling up as we carry the G coming up here in about 45 minutes.
Carry the G is back. Well, it's been back, but my first time on because I was off last week. This
is your first time.
I'm excited
back
to be back
on in the new time slot, 9 to 11 now.
Yeah.
It's no longer a lunch buffet of Carry the G. It's a brunch battle as the club goes up on Tuesday mornings. Aaron Nagler going to be here at the top of the 9 o'clock hour to Carry the G for a couple of hours, talk some Packers football. We'll get into that Packers conversation. Across the NFL last night, though, there's some separation of power, it feels, in the NFL. We're watching one of those teams in the AFC flex more muscle than they have in few different dynastic years. Talk some Kansas City Chiefs, what we watched last night, as well as the entire power rankings of the NFL. It's hour 3. It's no BS. We got a parlay of the day coming up in 20 minutes from right now on The Game.
Miss an hour of no BS?
Honestly, Billy, I don't think you'd miss it.
You can find all of the shows in podcast form. Just search No BS on the iHeartRadio app.
Now, a year in rock spotlight, 1973.
Boston band Aerosmith released their debut album at Ferris Poorly. It would be re-released in '76 and yield a top 10 hit, Dream On.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog, right on down.
Elvis Presley's live TV special, Aloha from Hawaii, is watched by more than 1 billion people worldwide and introduces the world to the rhinestone white jumpsuit. In February of '73, Alice Cooper has a #1 album with Billion Dollar Babies, along with 3 top 40 singles. Elton John also has a #1 album and his first #1 single with Crocodile Rock. Paul McCartney and Wings have a #1 single with My Love, and the Stooges signed to Columbia Records and released their final album, Raw Power, produced by David Bowie. In March, Pink Floyd releases the now legendary Dark Side of the Moon. It goes to #1 and becomes one of the best-selling albums of all time.
And everything under the sun is you, and the sun is a great spot on you.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from 1973. Coming up. Now, a year in rock spotlight. 1973.
Ain't it time we said goodbye?
The Rolling Stones are back on top with the #1 album in the US and the UK and a #1 single, Angie. Let's Get It On is a #1 single and a #2 album for Marvin Gaye. Also in August of 73, Stevie Wonder is back with the #4 album, Inner Visions. And Florida band Leonard Skinner released their debut album, had a top 20 hit with Freebird, and tour opening for The Who. Fast forward to October, where on their 8th album, the Steve Miller Band debut a smooth blues rock sound and score a #1 hit with The Joker.
I'm a joker, I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight toker. I sure don't want to hurt no one.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from 1973. Coming up. Now, a year in rock spotlight from 1977.
In February of 77, 60s band leader Manfred Mann has a new band and scores a U.S. #1 hit with a cover of Bruce Springsteen's song Blinded by the Light. In March, Foreigner released their debut album. It goes to #4 in the U.S., driven by 2 top 10 singles, Cold as Ice and Feels Like the First Time. Philadelphia Blue-Eyed Soul duo Hall & Oates have their first U.S. #1 with Rich Girl from their 5th album, Bigger Than the Both of Us. Fleetwood Mac's album Rumors is released. It's their second #1 album in a row in the U.S., dominating the charts at #1 for 31 weeks. It spawns 4 top 10 singles, including the #1 Dreams.
When the rain washes you clean, you know.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from 1977. Coming up.
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with Neil Sean to ask about Journey's music being featured in the final episode of The Sopranos.
I did follow The Sopranos, and I watched it when I wasn't working. And I remember getting an email months prior to the last episode. And it was, I believe it was from the director, and he was, basically saying, hey, we're talking about using Don't Stop Believing in the final episode of Sopranos. And I went, oh, cool, that's cool. If it happens, great. If it doesn't, it's cool too. And I wasn't glued to the TV. I was actually on the internet, and my phone just started blowing up. People were like, dude, did you see that? And I was like, what? And it was just like, I got so many calls, one after another. Got to see the episode, the next day, and I was like, wow, this is just amazing.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more Neil Sean and all your favorite artists.
No BS on the game. Billy Ansarian with you. Giannis Antetokounmpo plays basketball for the Milwaukee Bucks tonight. Just enjoy that.
Yeah, and he not only plays
the New York Knicks.
He plays like really great. Like
14-9 in a losing effort in Cleveland on Sunday night.
He throws up these Wilt Chamberlain numbers now that get people kind of like desensitized to it. I think people are so desensitized to what he's doing every night. It's so remarkable, and it seems unremarkable. This man's throwing up legitimately Wilt Chamberlain numbers. The first 3 games.
You probably heard a lot of things about
just like whatever. Yeah, Giannis is doing it again.
Well, you heard a lot about Victor Wembanyama's hot start, and he has vaulted himself ahead of Giannis and a couple others in the MVP odds to win.
Understandably so, because he's got the hype. right?
Yeah,
This is a hype
got the
award.
hype.
Yeah.
Well, we got numbers here.
Yeah.
Both were just named the NBA Players of the Week for their respective conferences.
Fair.
Victor Wembanyama for the West and Giannis for the East. Wemby in week 1, 33.3 points a game, 13.3 rebounds a game, and 6 blocks. Now that's a disgusting number. The 6 blocks is wild, but 33 and 13, pretty solid. Armin, can you tell me, is 36 and 16 better?
Dude, it's just crazy.
36 points, 16 boards, and 7 assists a night.
Giannis is incredible.
In the first week of the year. And someone in some radio show was telling you all off season long to get in at the Potawatomi Sportsbook on Giannis to win the MVP. Just be ready for it. 10-1 when we first eyed it up, after it was clear that he was coming back.
Mm-hmm.
And after all of the Shams reporting, even though it continued into night number 1 and into week number 1 of the NBA season, he is going to be a buck. Well, it was at 10-1 when we first started. It's at 12-1 now. He's 5 away. Luka is in front of him still at 6-1. Well, Luka's out for the next 2 weeks, at least, even though Luka was on the cover of, I believe, Men's Health. Congratulations.
Yeah, because he slimmed down and all that.
Slimmed down.
Okay.
Wemby is now ahead of Nikola Jokic on odds to win the MVP.
Because that's how these voters vote, man.
They're excited.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you. Get in on it. Because it's happening. Stephen A. Smith one time said, he's coming. He's coming.
Yeah.
And Giannis is coming for the title once again of the best player in the NBA.
And I'm going to say it, Billy, and I know you said it and you're correct. Say it. You said it clearly. You say it again. Get in now. I'm going to say the same about Jordan Love, NFL MVP. And I know I've told you that. You kind of side-eyed. Like, I don't know if it's going to happen, but the odds are good. And I think he's got as good a chance as anyone if he continues this. But yes, Giannis, I definitely agree. He's also, and this was your prediction all summer, so far at least, very small sample size, he's getting more shots than he's ever put up in his career.
Yes.
He's up to 13.7 field goal attempts.
And
field goals a game, 20 field goal attempts a game. We thought this was going to be the thing, that he might get more volume. He is. It's a new look team, heliocentric, all that. And they might really try and buy into his volume level, right?
Because he's got to be a little greedy, Armin.
Got to be.
He's got to be a little greedy, and I think you're seeing some of that. You're seeing a little bit more. Again, we're very, very early into the season, but he's getting there, and he's getting closer and closer to the volume of attempts, like you mentioned, that you desperately need to be that guy and win over a lot of the voters who are so dialed in on a bunch of different numbers and analytics and win shares and usage rates. The eye test is also a part of it. And
Sure.
and frankly, over the last couple of years, I don't know how anybody eye test wise has beaten Nikola Jokic.
And fatigue seems to be part of it, and he had that for a while.
And
he
there's
was in
definitely
top 2 in MVP voting in the last 6 years, Billy. 5 years.
So he's right there. But I think with the amount of conversation and national attention that he has garnered this year for all of, in our opinion, the wrong reasons, I think it helps in the conversation and it adds a little bit more to the fact that he's going to be in the national conscience. He's going to be voted upon. Now I want to go to your spot and your comment.
Yes.
Of Jordan Love.
Come
to win
on
the
now.
MVP.
Come on now.
Because going to be very, very difficult for anybody to slow down the Mahomes train right now, who has taken over as the number 1 odds getter. We've had
another great game last night. So
another great game outside of a couple of picks.
Well, he did have the early picks.
But one bounces right off of Travis Kelce or off the
hands of Travis. So I don't really.
And another one that was a really, really good play and a tough throw. But he's right now ahead of Mahomes or ahead of Josh Allen. Drake May top 3 in MVP balloting now, or odds, I should say.
Which makes me think this could be more like narrative than anything. Like, I like Drake May, and you've been on that train a lot. He's had a good start to the year. I don't think he's been the 3rd best quarterback. I mean, shouldn't Daniel Jones be ahead of him? Like, from what he's done, now he's way below.
Yeah, but is Daniel Jones the best MVP candidate on his own team? And that's
a good point.
Where I think some Badger fans want to jump in on it, and Baker and Stafford just ahead of Love, who comes in 6th in odds right now. But Jonathan Taylor is nipping at the heels. Him and Daniel Jones both at 18-1, right behind Love. I think JT deserves a little bit more conversation. Now, granted, but it's a quarterback award. So I struggle to even start the conversation knowing where it goes to.
That's where
but it's a quarterback award. And even though the way they play offense, I would agree with the people that are going to side with JT of like, he is the difference maker in the straw that stirs the drink when you're talking about sheer value to an organization, value to a team. Armin, I think a majority of those guys were all on the team last year. None of them were doing the things they did with Anthony Richardson at quarterback.
That's a great point, Billy. And then it becomes as much as we love to try and make running backs great again, it becomes very obvious we're valualized in this league. Dan and Wausau, Jonathan Taylor is getting MVP talk, but everyone knows it's a quarterback award, so it's going to go to Love. I like that. Yeah, basically echoing what we were saying.
One of us was saying.
Well, one of us was saying you were, yeah. So
I would love that Jordan Love wins the MVP.
Well, my thing is, I think I'm trying to project right in 2 months. Like, I don't think what Jordan Love's done yet makes him the MVP of the league. But I think if he continues to play this well, continues to get the talk and the hype. Look, he went from plus 2,000 to plus 1,500 just from last game. Obviously, it was a big game for him Sunday night. People talked about it. Jonathan Taylor is jumping up now closer to the odds. He took a big jump, too, because it's starting to get run a little bit, and understandably so. So just projecting forward based on the value, it could be he could have numbers as good as any of these other guys, because we talked about numbers now for quarterback. Nobody jumps out. Like, everyone's in the same kind of economy in terms of counting stack, right? So the question is going to be, is it just going to go to the best player that wins again, Patrick, Josh, those guys, or what's it going to be?
Do you think that there's a benchmark that any running back could hit to win the MVP?
2,000 yards is what you think of, right? Yeah. For maybe you break it. When Adrian Peterson won it.
2,097, looking at it right now.
So there you go.
In 16 games, too, mind you.
I think Sean Alexander won it.
ACL.
6 yards a carry.
Oh, it's nasty.
6 yards a carry. That's insane.
And then he almost got the
ACL.
record. Crazy.
Right.
Now, Sean Alexander, when he won it for the Seahawks, I want to say he went nasty with the touchdowns, right?
Yeah, he nearly broke the touchdown record, I believe.
So you got to do something really special. It's sort of like...
Well, and you got to, and I'm saying it because I think you got to distance yourself from the competition.
Yeah, you make it too obvious. It's like the Andre Dawson thing when he won it for the Cubs when they were in last place in 87.
Right. 2005 was Sean Alexander, 1,880 yards and 28 total touchdowns.
So he had a bunch of them.
20 years ago.
I don't
even know that it's comparable. Right? Like the AP one is getting tough because of how different the league is now.
Different.
But like for JT, and you can look to Barkley last year because he was the best player. Right? He was the best football player in the league last year.
He had that sort of season. Yes. Yes.
But I think you need the certain benchmarks to it. You also you can't have Derrick Henry having the season he was having as well, right? Like James Cook is kind of nipping at the heels in terms of yardage. He's within 100 yards here. Josh Jacobs actually is second in terms of rushing touchdowns on the year, right?
You can't have guys stealing votes, basically. Yeah.
Well, I also think like you need to be so far and away the best at your position at the running back spot to then say there's the intent, there's the value. There's the clear and obvious difference in value of him to the second best guy. He's got 7 more touchdowns, 400 more yards. He's averaging 12 more yards a game than the second best guy. Like, there's got to be some real distance and separation for you to demand that, because otherwise I'm going to struggle not voting Pat Mahomes.
Right. I get it. And it's understandable because it's not just that it's the trend to vote quarterbacks. It's we do it because we believe that's the value and we see the games now.
I truly believe it's value.
Yeah. And that's kind of where, it goes to MVP quarterbacks. Offensive Player of the Year award is always the running back award. And that's why minus 250 for Jonathan Taylor might be the best bet on the board.
Yeah, probably
for Offensive Player of the Year. So it's just the way it is now. It's not impossible. He's got to do something special. And the Colts have to keep winning, right? I think that's a big factor. If the Colts keep winning, then JT has a chance to win MVP.
Oh, yeah. If they keep going at the rate they're at right now, and granted they're 7-1, just dunking all over all of the competition, then it's going to be a conversation. I'll tell you this, Daniel Jones, while I think he would like to win the MVP, I think he's winning something that's much more important. A contract extension. That was reported yesterday that the Colts are interested in negotiating a contract extension with Daniel Jones. Oh, really?
Work by his agents. I don't know who it is,
really?
But you're getting that in there right now.
Probably a good time. Probably a good time to strike while the iron's hot. Iron River is always hot, and our friend Bill is one of our favorites in Iron River. He hits us up on the talking text line, said, "Good morning, Billy and Armin. I thoroughly enjoy listening to your program in the mornings and
Thank
just
you.
want to make what I consider a very dire suggestion." Okay. Appreciate that, Bill. The unbalanced economic situation in Major League Baseball will not get resolved until a number of small market teams are dissolved. Yes, much as I hate to say this, including Milwaukee.
He wants to contract. This was a little bit of an argument in the mid 2000s, if I remember.
The Twins.
Yeah.
What was that?
Twins and Expos. They
There we
were
go.
up for contraction to the point where they were possibly going to leave, and the Twins ended up staying because of the new stadium, and the Expos ended up traveling to Washington, D.C.
When 6 to 8 small market teams are contracted out of Major League Baseball, the Players Association will have a different take on salary cap and salary floor. Then and only then will small market teams have equivalent opportunity to win all the marbles. Sadly, Bill from Iron River.
Well, I'm not saying his line of logic and thinking is totally wrong. It's just be an outcome I don't want. I don't want to get rid of 6 teams. It's not an outcome I want. That to me is not successful. I'd rather keep economic inequity and still keep teams. But I kind of get what he's saying. So the players, so in theory, there'll be less major league jobs. And then
Right,
there'd be
that's
less,
what he's trying to say.
less
Yep.
players, and the floor and the salary cap would be different. But I still think that teams would still try and outspend the other teams.
I still believe
What
that.
don't you think?
The difference in this, and the one part of it that I would counter, because as Bill is talking about, the word is contracting teams, and Letty just gave us the definition of it from when it happened almost 15, 20 years ago. There's a reason why there's a different word being thrown around when you talk about Major League Baseball. Expansion.
Yeah.
Because these contractions, Armin, tell me if the major league owners get $2 to $7 billion when one of the teams is contracted out of Major League Baseball.
Yeah, I can't see the money that's being made now in pro sports. These guys want to get out of the business. I think it's the opposite. I think we're going to more likely expand because these guys are the owners of the business and they're getting rich, and that's a success to them. Right?
Yes, and as much as we believe that it is an issue and a problem in baseball, I would say look at the ratings and television ratings, especially terrestrial television. In broadcast television, it's only going to be, it's more difficult to lean on that as a true barometer of how many people are watching or consuming and caring about the product. Baseball's not struggling right now.
No.
Baseball's actually in a very, very healthy spot right now.
Like even
attendance in stadium, high.
Yeah.
Viewership's
up
to the playoffs. Higher than it's been for a long time. Now, some would say it's because the big market teams are actually the ones that are playing. If the Brewers were taking on the Blue Jays right now, the TV viewership would not be nearly as good. So would Major League Baseball like the Dodgers to be in there? Yeah, we already know that one. Would they maybe like there to be a team in Nashville instead of in Milwaukee? Sure. But the business model of Major League Baseball, as much as we want to fix it and change it and rearrange it so it's better for us, I got news for you. They're not going to stop taking your money.
Yeah.
They're not going to stop taking
That's
teams'
true.
money. So they're not going to contract Major League Baseball.
I don't see it happening either. You, Bill, and Iron River and I, we see it as a fix of like, this makes the game fair. That might be our goal as a viewer for entertainment.
Oh, absolutely.
That ain't their goal. That ain't what they're worried about. They're not sitting there thinking, I don't mind losing billions of dollars as long as this game's a bit fairer.
Fair. They're saying fair. You had the most wins in Major League Baseball this year.
That's the other thing. Yeah.
Figure it out and win 11 games.
And it wouldn't be good for anybody to have less major league teams and fans and stuff like that. You don't want that. Nobody wants that. And it won't happen.
No, and the players union doesn't want that.
Yeah.
You know why? Because then they're going to lose 6 to 8 cities money. And like 6 to 8 more cities money is more jobs that are on the table. So I get it. I totally do. You're going to see more contracting to what Bill's saying of the minor leagues. And you're already seeing some of that. Then you're seeing younger players be better players in the major leagues. And then you can pay them minimum contracts. That is good for the league. At least I think. Now, it might not have it as many 11th and 15th round players make it to the big leagues because they grind all the way through the minors and they have the grit and the determination and heart. It'll change the way it looks, but they're not losing teams. I would not be all that nervous about it. Even though Eric in the Prairie said, while Bill in Iron River is probably correct, if the Brewers leave Milwaukee MLB in Milwaukee will never return. Well, Eric, you're spot on that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's so
You're
true.
spot on that. That's why you always have to vote yes.
Please vote
If there's another tax that comes
Vote
up, now,
yes.
granted, you probably won't have the opportunity to vote. They'll have different people vote for you.
Oh, sure.
That you've already voted
Voted for. Yeah.
That's how that goes.
That's how it works.
877-794-1973. That's Armin Sarian. Andrew Ludwig's on the other side. Now, everyone has a vote. Everyone has a vote in the parlay of the day. I might have the final power, like we just said, in voting to be able to vote for my constituents. But our constituents here on the radio show are going to fire in a parlay of the day on the other side. I'll have the final determining right. And when we go to the Potawatomi Sportsbook, we ride for victory, and the Bucks ride to Fiserv Forum to take on the Knicks tonight. Probably going to be featured quite prominently in the parlay of the day on the other side. And then we carry the G in 20 minutes right here on the game.
Lose yourself in the music the moment you own it. You better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better lose yourself in the music.
Miss an hour of no BS?
Honestly, Billy, I don't think you'd miss it.
You can find all of the shows in podcast form. Just search No BS on the iHeartRadio app.
Animals need friends. For a list of 10 easy things you can do to brighten their lives, please write People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. That's PETA, Norfolk, Virginia 23510. Thanks.
Now, a year in rock spotlight, 1968.
In January of 1968, Steppenwolf released their debut album, including the single Born to Be Wild, which charts at number 2 in the U.S. Johnny Cash records 2 live shows at California's Folsom Prison, along with June Carter and Carl Perkins. Also in January, the Beatles are number 1 with Hello Goodbye. In London, they launched their own company, Applecore, with a store, a recording studio, and record label. February of 68, Pink Floyd lead singer Syd Barrett is checked into a psychiatric hospital and the band replaces him with David Gilmour. The Beatles, Donovan, Mia Farrow, and others travel to India to study transcendental meditation with Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. And Bill Graham opens the Fillmore East concert venue in an abandoned New York City theater. April of 1968, the musical Hair opens on Broadway for the first of 1,750 performances. It would spawn several top 40 hits, including Aquarius, Good Morning Starshine, and Hair. Simon and Garfunkel released their album Bookends, which goes to number 1 in the US and the UK. The single Mrs. Robinson would go to number 1 in June, thanks to the movie The Graduate.
God bless you, please, Mrs. Robinson. Heaven holds a place for those who pray. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from 1968, coming up. Now, a year in rock spotlight, 1969.
In May of 69, Neil Young releases his first album with Crazy Horse, Everyone Knows This Is Nowhere, featuring the songs Cinnamon Girl and Down by the River. The Who released the double concept album Tommy, which goes top 10 in the US and the UK.
Even on my favorite table, he can't beat my best. His disciples lead him in, and he just does the rest. Stop crazy, clever fingers, never seen him fall. That gift of a blind kid sure plays a mean pinball.
David Bowie's single Space Oddity, released to coincide with the Apollo 11 moon landing, reaches number 5 in the UK. Also in July, Bob Dylan has a top 10 hit with Lay Lady Lay in his new, deeper-sounding vocal style, which he attributes to quitting smoking.
Whatever colors you have in your mind, I'll show them to you, and you'll see them shine. Lay, lady, lay, play across my big breast bed.
Blood, Sweat, and Tears have a number 2 hit with Spinning Wheel, popularizing the so-called brass rock movement. That includes BST, Chicago, and Electric Flag.
Drop all your troubles by the riverside. Catch a painted pony on the spinning wheel ride.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from 1969, coming up.
iHeartRadio. Here are the top Hall & Oates songs that you've thumbed up. Number 3, Kiss on My List.
Because your kiss is on my list. Because your kiss is on my
best. The best things in life.
Number 2. You Make My Dreams.
How can explain? Oh yeah, well, you make my dreams come true.
Number 1. Man Eater.
Oh, here she comes. Watch out, boy, she'll chew you up. Oh, here she comes. She's a man eater.
Hear more from Hall & Oates and similar artists now. Search for Hall & Oates on iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
iHeartRadio. Soundtrack. Flashback.
Michelle Pfeiffer as a hard teacher? Sure. 1995's Dangerous Minds gave us a new look at the actress with an equally hard soundtrack to boot. Coolio helped kick off the film with Gangsta's Paradise.
For more great movie soundtrack hits, check out Popcorn Radio on the iHeartRadio app.
You got me in love again. Show me the heavens right here, baby. Touch me so I know I'm not crazy. Never have I ever met somebody like you. Used to be afraid of love and what it might do. But you got me in love again. You got me in love again. You got me in love again.
I'll tell you this. I loved watching Christian Watson be back on a Packers game field for the first time in nearly 300 days. A lot more Packers conversation coming up, Armin, when we carry the G with Aaron Nagler at the top of the hour. A lot of Watson conversation, I would assume. A lot of Jordan Love conversation. I'm excited to know how the viewing party went and the watch party went with Nags into the second half.
Yeah.
I was watching a little bit in the
Excited
first
for
half.
this show, yeah.
Woo! First half was angry, frustrated.
Yeah, like a tale of two halves for sure. I mean, as much as you could say. Like
Second half had to have just been 6 to midnight the entire game.
The mood was here, and then it was here. It's a great example of what makes Twitter interesting as in terms of a timepiece.
You are so
like
on with
you
that,
you
yep.
knew what tweets you were reading that were first half tweets and what tweets were second half tweets, and both legitimate. I always tell people when they'll get on you and like freezing cold takes, it can be fun, but people say, "Hey, maybe you should have waited the whole game." I'm like, "Well, this is a time sensitive app. I tweeted this in real time during this time when
What
things
are
were
you
happening."
new here?
That being
That's what you
said,
ask.
I like to be that guy also to dunk on you if you have a freezing cold take. So I like to play it both ways if I can. I'll do such things, but there's no doubt that the mood was different first to second. So that'll be a fun thing to talk to Nags about. Yeah.
Yeah, I listen, dunking on folks is something that you do quite well. And it's something that's quite fun to be able to do every once in a while.
Sure, but you have to understand, and I like to try and understand this, that if you're going to be traversing in those waters of trying to dunk and block, you're going to get yammed on every now and then.
Yep.
So I understand the fact that if I'm going to try and dunk on you, people are going to be waiting to yam on me.
You
every
are
now and then.
so right. You have to know that you're going to get dunked on.
Sometimes you have to take one to the face, get dunked on.
You got dunked on the face?
Sometimes you have to get dunked on. So
like a dunk tank or more like
I could have done
different?
that. I could have done that at 6:17. I did it at 8:48.
We still had listeners at 6:17.
Yeah, that's a good point, Luddy.
Yeah.
That's true. Thanks. You know what? That's a positive look.
Hey,
at
should
it.
we go to the parlay of the day here?
I think we probably could.
Let's
why
bring
not?
a parlay of the day to the face.
Time now for
Holy
Billy's
cow.
Parlay of the Day, brought to you by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet above the rest.
At least I didn't do the old Marv Albert. And anyone that
Yes,
not even that, but like there's a different term he used to use that means something very different now.
We're talking about Biden.
That was a different.
We're talking
issue.
media scrums here?
Got it. Okay, different one.
No. Was that I heard that
It
original
starts-
term and I went,
no,
whoa.
I'm talking about something that starts with an F and ends with an asial, and that's what he used to call a dunk. And now you don't say that anymore as a
Yeah,
broadcaster.
because you go to the spa for those things.
Yeah, that's true. When he did used to call a posterization of a dunk a facial.
Serves
that was
up a facial. Different. Now, here's the thing, though. It was
Urban Dictionary. Marv Albert would have struggled with.
our collective consciousness has changed in some ways culturally, and back then that was a term for getting dunked on.
Yes, and there's certain things that I'm still not going to be able to catch up with. Like when I found out coaching high school football that za no longer means pizza.
Right.
Well, what does it mean?
Yeah, that's that. You
means
told me that.
marijuana.
You told me that.
Whoa.
I didn't get that. I
I said,
was like,
what are they? They got za after this, and the kid's like, Coach,
We're not doing
It's
drugs, Coach. We can't do drugs.
It's a team dinner. I'm like, yeah, we're eating pizza, right?
Yeah, Little Caesars, $5.
No, that's not what that means. I'm like, whoa, okay, sorry, I apologize. I was not familiar with this game. Yeah, Luddy, different deal now. Totally different deal now, and I don't like
a little
it.
different. Yeah,
You know what we do know is
you can get a winner at Potawatomi Sportsbook.
I didn't give you any ideas. Sorry.
not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Let me look at the
We
game.
still got a second. 877-794-1973 has the ideas.
That's another thing the kids say. I don't know what that means. 6'7".
Yeah, Mike Tirico felt necessary to call out Rashawn Gary's 6'7" celebration.
Interesting.
Now, I did see a couple of good memes here, and we are going to fire in a parlay today with our friends at Potawatomi Sportsbook, bet above the rest. I did see maybe my favorite video is all of the parents of, middle schoolers, teenagers reacting to the 6'7" and being like, I don't know what that means.
Thinking it's
Bad.
really,
It's
it's really
dirty.
bad.
Listen, when we were their age, what were we listening to? Nas,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, bad
Biggie?
stuff. Bad
Yeah.
stuff.
Tupac.
Oh, bad stuff. I mean,
Whatever the 6'7" thing is from LaMelo Ball, I can't think it's nearly as bad as some of the things we were listening to.
parental advisory, explicit content.
Or in
But
Austin
damn it,
Powers.
I'm not gonna change, and I would have been doing the exact same thing.
Or Austin Powers English. The ones that were all 6s and 7s meant the crazy one.
Dude, Austin Powers. There's some dirty stuff in there too. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, especially during English.
Now, how about during the Bucks and Knicks tonight? We win a parlay today at the Potawatomi
All right.
Sportsbook, bet above the rest.
Bucks, and you mentioned Billy
I think the
are a
Bucks are winning
slight,
tonight.
slight favorite, right?
Slight dog
I
at the
mean,
Potawatomi Sportsbook. Yeah,
By a
they're
point.
catching a 1.5, plus 102 on the money line. We're just going to simply expect the Milwaukee Bucks to win tonight
money line plus money
because they get Giannis to close out and play defense on maybe the best clutch player in basketball in Jalen Brunson. We like threes on this radio show. We like threes coming from Gary Trent Jr., but I don't know that we like 4 of them tonight. And that's the
He'll get a
over-under
lot of
number on
shots.
triples. He'll
But
get a lot of
He's
opportunities.
probably gonna get 10 threes tonight. I mean, he's been a little cold the last couple days.
Do you like Gary Trent Jr. over 3.5 or AJ Green over 2.5?
That's tough. Opportunities versus I'd probably roll with Trent. However, yeah,
I kind of like both of them.
They put both are good. Now, isn't the Giannis over special points, rebounds, assists like just system play?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, 51.5 points, rebounds, assists, especially on national television, is a part of it. I just don't know which of the threes I appreciate more.
Right.
I think we're going to roll AJ Green.
All right, why not?
I think we're going to roll AJ Green triples.
Derry Bird, baby.
Derry Bird, Bucks win. AJ Green hits 3 threes. Giannis over 51.5 points, rebounds, assists, plus 525 at the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Easy. Let's go.
Now you throw Gary Trent in there as well, make it a 4-team
It's
parlay.
a choice you
That's
can
a
make.
plus 1,300 parlay.
why
You can
not?
have a lot of fun at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. You can create your own experience and build out your bets before you get to the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Go to potawatomi.com/sportsbook and also find out about all their fine dining options as well. Stay at the best hotel in the state of Wisconsin, Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Luddy, phenomenal job here today.
Getting better. Better tomorrows, as Jerry Taft would say. Rest in peace.
Jerry.
Yeah, no doubt, Jerry.
Legend of this city's media. Legend.
Done well, Jerry Taft. We're going to try to be better tomorrow. Armin, we better be better tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely, Billy.
Expect greatness. And we're going to need more greatness because we are going to carry the G, and the G stands for great. Aaron Nagler's in on the other side. This has been No BS. Carry the G's up next on the game.